asshole penetration.
Hey,
In the UK, they say...
I feel attacked.
You are.
Almost.
Alright, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Okay. Mayo Zambada. And the Kenyan serial killer. I will probably do Zambada. Alright. Quick.
Yep. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Cook's Pranks and Iconoclast.
Oh, shit.
Well, we're free balling and fuck.
Yeah. Technically, I guess this is season 2. Sorry for the long break, everyone.
It was a hiatus.
Yeah, I had COVID. Spencer hit an OnlyFans model, and Chris was taken captive by the cartel.
Yeah. She walked right in front of my car. I didn't even have time to react.
Also, it's summer in Texas, and it's fucking hot, and it sucks.
Yeah, it does. For those who aren't familiar, come on down, and then fucking leave immediately.
Yeah.
So yeah, season 2, I guess. I guess we're gonna go by 20s. We're counting by 20s
That
now.
sounds good.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
it seems
each season is a dove.
nice round number to me. We're back, and today we're going to present to you a bit of a case of, let's say, UFO cults, definitely.
Oh, is that what we're doing?
There's also... Yeah,
I didn't look at any of the information.
yeah, I got most of the pertinent shit.
Okay.
The main thing is I'm gonna run down... I'm gonna run down the pertinent info on these 2 UFO cults, and I want our listeners to also keep in mind, I think that you guys are a hip crowd. You're probably pretty familiar with Heaven's Gate, the UFO cult.
Oh wait, or was it? Oh yeah, it was Nikes. It was they all.
Love That Is One, all that stuff. Yeah.
Well, specifically Heaven's Gate, in that they were a UFO doomsday cult who were expecting a space ark.
Wait,
and there was also
who are you? Who is he? Who am I?
Oh yeah, sorry. It's been so long.
Who?
Oh, shit.
I'm your host, Mike Luck, and I got a new kitty named Boogie, and I love him. And as always, I'm joined by my co-hosts.
I'm Spencer Lowry. I got a rash.
And you love it?
Well, you know, I've grown fond of it. You know, it's been with me for a while now.
And I'm Chris Wells. I usually have a rash because I work outside in the Texas heat, but I also have a go-kart. That's pretty
Prickly
sweet.
heat. Yeah. Hey, that rhymes.
I know. Yeah. I'm a poet and I didn't know it. You know.
Yeah. Hey, you rhymed again.
Berkeley.
Holy shit.
I did say
I just plagiarized Beavis from Beavis and Butthead.
I did say our names, but I was giving our fake reasons for why we took so long. Well, mine's real, but I don't recommend COVID, by the way.
I didn't really hit OnlyFans model.
Yeah. On the cool.
I did.
It's fucking. We're busy. Yeah, Fuzzy did have COVID. Spencer's got some shit going on. I've fucking been working and it's hot and I fucking just want to recline every day. But you know what? Here we are again.
Yeah.
Here we are again.
You're not going to get rid of us.
In the flesh.
It's not fucking happening. So get used to it. Tell your grandma. Call a lawyer. Call a priest.
And we have had several bourbons already.
Yes. Talking about
Bourbon,
various
bourbon.
sexual fluids and
the things that Spencer is his asshole.
Well,
hey, you know what? We in solidarity with Spencer. We've all put something in our asshole at some point.
I love Spencer's freedom.
Only me, I've put a whole lot more on
I
this,
love
so.
Spencer's freedom.
I'm the only authority on...
Spencer is a man, he will try things. He's a goddamn trier.
You can't say you don't like something unless you try it.
I can, but Spencer, I
case,
respect your decision.
And in my case, unless you try it for 15, 20 years on the weekends.
You know, green eggs and ham is all about sticking things in your ass. So,
is it?
Yeah.
I haven't read it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
the places you'll go.
Salad,
how many books have I said I haven't read yet?
I don't know. I was going to make a mega mix at some point of all the times you said that you haven't done the research, etc. I don't have that time to waste. So yeah, we're going to talk about 2 particular UFO cults from outside the United States, but I just wanted to mention Heaven's Gate at the top. Like I said, I think most of our listeners are pretty hip to that kind of stuff. You probably know about Heaven's Gate. And
Marshall Applewhite.
Yep, and Bonnie Nettles. I just want to mention specifically UFO Doomsday Cult, Space Ark, and Castration. Keep these in mind because they're going to be running themes through this. Let's say psychoanalysis. I guess
it'll be valuable later.
Never mind. I'll bring it up later. But aliens don't got junk.
That's That's going to be part of.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Unless it's under their biological suits that are smooth.
Are they?
I don't know if you've ever looked at a crocodile.
They got bulges. Yeah, reptilians.
Yeah,
I got a reptilian right in the other room. He's got a little fucking bulge.
I'll show you his cock right now.
I know. Well, but you can see his internal testy thing.
Cloaca
inside his cloaca. Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know. He was head bobbing at us earlier, and Misty's like, "Are you finally sexually?" Because apparently bearded dragons, when they hit sexual maturity, can become a bit of assholes, as most of us do.
Yeah,
I wouldn't know anything about that.
Not like the chimps that rip their faces off afterward. But still,
yeah. Well, you feed them Xanax and
don't
wine.
give your chimps Xanax.
Yeah, don't give your chimps
Mamas, don't let your babies. Okay, before we get into all that though, we're gonna do a little What's Weird this week.
Oh, it's been so long.
There's been. Oh my God. Can I do like a? Never mind. I was gonna do a hot.
No. Speak your truth.
I was gonna do a hot recap of. Oh my God. Okay, so
our future Führer got his ear pierced.
The future Führer got it. No, but it could have been fake.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It could have been fake.
It was the whole Black Rock Association.
Black Rock Association.
There's
and
pictures of him in drag too that came out, which I don't know how.
I didn't see that.
I don't know how they're pertinent to what he did, but supposedly.
The shooter.
Yeah.
All those. There's been so many pictures, and we don't know. We'll never know. We'll never know. Was it a patsy? Was it a patsy? Anyway, there was that. Oh, God, how much has happened? It's been a month. It's been a fucking month.
Yeah, pretty much.
4 weeks. I went to Waco. Not the siege. There's a water park in Waco.
I think that quick minute of silence was the appropriate response to that.
Yeah. No. There's a water park there. It was pretty tight. That was the weekend.
That's what that was.
In the hotel. That was the only reason because I was watching cable TV, actual cable TV, because who has that anymore but hotels.
Yeah.
And fucking in our little hotel, we watched the old fucking Trumpster get a fucking douche fucking blast on the air, and then goddamn, what else has happened?
With me in my personal life, my uncle survived a near-death experience.
That's right.
Uncle Jimmy, shout out to Uncle Jimmy.
What up, Jimmy? Jim, he's doing great now. He's receiving dialysis, but we had a couple of days where we weren't sure he was going to make it. He's always been my idol, my hero. Taught me everything about music and comedy. He's doing well now.
God, he is funny, man.
Yeah, he's always been
one of the funniest guys I know.
Class act.
Yeah. Well, he's got a great sense of humor.
Yeah.
But that's me.
And then there's I don't know, all the presidential bullshit. Fuck
the
all
Olympics, testicles
in the Olympics, trannies,
Jim Leahy,
Satan,
Satan's everywhere all the time apparently. More Project 2025.
Ziegler. I can't remember the name of
I don't know where you came up. That was a weird article.
Is that real?
Yes.
Yeah, that was real.
You told me to watch to 5 minutes. I couldn't get past 2.
I just watched the Trump part.
Palpitations.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, that is like some serious fucking...
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen.
I'll throw in the clip. It's basically Trump said this.
Christians, get out and vote. Just this time. You won't have to do it anymore. 4 more years, you know what? It'll be fixed. It'll be fine. You won't have to vote anymore, my beautiful Christians. I love you, Christians. I'm a Christian. I love you. Get out. You got to get out and vote. In 4 years, you don't have to vote again. We'll have it fixed so good you're not going to have to vote.
And if you don't find that fucking scary...
it is scary, but nothing... You
only got to vote one more time, folks.
Yeah.
And
my Christians, my little Christians, I love you.
I'm a Christian. Christians, please get out and vote.
Very interesting. It's the greatest thing he might have ever said.
You only have to vote one more time. I'll fix it.
But really, it's
my God.
we do live in America. There are checks and balances, and if not, we have war.
Yeah.
So it's fine.
Yeah.
But we can't have the Civil War at all because we all live amongst each other, and it would just be stupid.
It'd be like street by street, block by block.
Killing each other in the fucking streets.
Oh, I thought you were about to be the Guns N' Roses intro of the.
Actually, during the Civil War, they had communities torn
anyways.
apart, and people would pick sides and move to that side. So
yeah, well,
see, that's more trouble than people today are probably
with the cost of fucking living, nobody has a fucking chance to move anywhere else because it's
most of the militant motherfuckers don't. You know, they can't miss a shift at the FedEx. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Or live in Montana, rural Montana. It's just going to be like different warring factions of Walmart locations that have turned into fucking compounds, probably.
Wiley versus Garland.
They got a lot of guns in Wiley.
They got a lot of guns in Garland.
Yeah.
You know what?
And we got. You know,
we're in America. We got guns.
We can I say?
I know.
Say something?
Federal government. I do not own any guns currently right now.
But I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm joking. I'm lying. But my lady, she can own guns, and they will be in a safe where I cannot reach them until the shit goes down.
I will say that myself and some family members, we are working on a backup plan to get the fuck out of this country. Should things get all handmade and
where are you gonna go?
Mexico!
Fuck no, I'm not going to Mexico.
Why not?
Fuck that.
Canada?
I'm gonna go somewhere where I can just disappear. Like,
which is?
Where there's a lot of white people. Maybe Japan would be the only
There are
place.
no white people in Japan.
I know, I'm saying as an alternative to that.
And they're real strict with their border stuff. Like, everybody's like, oh, America's strict on their borders.
Oh, there'll be some.
Go to Japan. They're not gonna let you in.
If you're a foreigner, they take your fingerprints right when you come in.
Yeah, they don't.
Fine.
Yeah,
it's fine with me. But I don't know. It's I'd either go someplace where I'm just another white face in the crowd, or someplace where my whiteness could be used as a novelty to, I don't know, just fucking slap people on the back and shake their hands at a bar. Something like that.
I can't disappear. I've got too many goddamn tattoos that fucking would just, but that's fine.
Well, let's listen to the old Pork Chop Express here on a dark and stormy night. Speaking of which, our friend Chris has not seen Big Trouble in Little China. We were just talking about this off mic.
I love.
Strange.
It is strange.
Strange to me.
I've seen parts of it. I don't think I've ever watched it all the way.
Also, quick note
pathetic excuses
of factoid trivia for those who don't know, but Big Trouble in Little China, the screenplay, originally started as a sequel to Buckaroo Banzai and His Adventures Across the Eighth Dimension, which is also a fucking awesome
I don't even know what the fuck that is.
I heard a different tale on my Big Trouble in Little China group.
Really?
On Facebook. They said it was supposed to take place in like the 1840s, in the gold rush.
That it was a Western, basically?
Yeah, that it was a Western, yeah.
Okay, because I know
we could be both right.
Yeah, it was the same screenwriter.
We could find common ground here.
Fuck you, no deal.
Oh, god damn it.
No deal! All right. Can we get,
So that's a recap of what you missed.
Recap of the past fucking month.
You got it?
Oh, and apparently Cardi B and Whitey Bulger are dead.
Whitey Bulger?
Oh, wait. I don't know.
Cardi B's dead?
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. That's fake news. Fake news.
Fake news.
I'm looking at the scroll on my computer of the like little articles that pop up.
Tragic news.
And there was
Cardi
one
B.
thing. There was the guy that was getting. It says the guy that was that killed Whitey Bulger was getting sentenced. It's like he already had a life sentence. So what does it matter? What the fuck?
What are you gonna do? Give him 6 life sentences plus 137 years?
They could give him death, but the federal government has never given anybody a goddamn. I remember when that happened because I was in federal prison when Whitey Bulger was killed, and everybody was like, "That wouldn't have happened unless somebody wanted it to happen."
Yeah.
Like they would not put such a high-profile person into a general population prison. He died within.
This concept will come up with your story later as well.
There's a lot of things going on. Anyway, Spencer,
pick us off.
What's weird this week?
Da-da-da!
Man gets rescued after shoving a 26-inch eel up his ass.
Oh, is this how we got on the topic of stuff in your ass?
Well, this came after. I'm kind of loose-lipped, not down there.
Phrasing.
But He's got pushy lips on his ass.
Are you sure?
Well, you know it's a muscle, and any muscle can be exercised. And I like to keep mine fit. And
So can a demon.
And it's good for your prostate health to have regular prostate stimulation.
So you do
I'm avoiding prostate cancer.
ass Kegels?
Yeah, I do Kegels.
Ass
I do Kegels, and I do manual prostate stimulation. You know what? I've been doing it since I was 13.
You know, asshole Kegels are also basically jumping jacks for your dick, so it's kind of the same. You're
Yeah. My dick's good. Yeah. And my ass.
I just do push-ups.
I just do push-ups and squat thrusts. Exit only, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. To each his or her own.
Indeed. I'm breaking balls here, but indeed.
Okay, so a man in Vietnam was complaining of severe abdominal pain. This was just a couple days ago, folks. This is fresh. Apparently, he stuffed a live 26-incher. That's what 78 centimeters, I believe.
Okay.
My math might be wrong. Probably is. So, anyways, complaining of severe abdominal pain. They did X-rays. They discovered the eel was biting through his large intestine, trying to crawl out through his abdomen.
Good lord.
Was trying to eat his way out.
It's like a
super
aggressive tapeworm almost.
Yeah, well, this is a little different because I imagine he was doing this for pleasure.
No.
Because he also shoved.
He stuck it up there himself, right?
He stuck it up there himself, and he followed it with a lime to kind of cork it in there, keep it from swimming out. You know,
this almost sounds like the Bud Light Lime secret recipe.
Hey, you might be onto something there. Yeah.
Unless they want to sponsor us.
Eel snot and
never said
limes,
that.
yeah. The good people at Budweiser. Anyways, so they won't say who the man was, other than he's an Indian national. He was 27 years old, young guy. You know, the eel was actually they tried to remove it through the anus, but they could only get the little tip at the tail.
The eel was actually a Yale pre-law graduate who had his whole life ahead of him.
JD, man.
Yeah.
Apparently, the couch fucking thing was fake.
Oh yeah, but I mean, it's still good for my purposes.
Yeah, I know, but it's.
Where did couch fucking? I missed.
Okay, so
I don't get. I never read the whole thing other than the couch meme.
Quick aside.
Okay.
JD Vance. There was a thing online that apparently, supposedly, that was circulated, and it did circulate, that JD Vance wrote in his book, his little redneck hillbilly elegy book or whatever.
Yeah, it's called Hillbilly Elegy.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy.
That he,
I didn't know he was the one who wrote
Trump's VP.
Yeah.
Fucked a couch. Anyway, so this shit circulated like wildfire and everybody believed it. I believed it. I believed it. Yeah, exactly. I was like, I fucked a couch.
I've stuck a sock in with a condom inside it in between the mattresses and tried to.
I have like a half ottoman.
No, that's his thing. Is he fucking like supposedly put a rubber glove? He made a a prison fifi, and fucking stuck it in a goddamn couch.
For those who don't know, a fifi is a artificial vagina.
What? Say it's an amiga.
I challenge any goddamn male that in his prepubescent time didn't stick his dick between a piece of furniture or some pillows. If you ain't done that,
two pieces of white bread.
You ain't a goddamn man, okay? Because if you're a fucking man, you stuck your dick between things that you done fucked the couch. You know, you fuck the couch. You see two you're like, man, look at those two couch. The way the two couch cushions meet.
Looks anything's easier than trying to get a woman.
The way the upholstery just runs down them curves.
Yeah. For real, when you're fucking 13, 14 years old, fucking you know.
Oh God, what didn't I fuck? Oh my God.
Well, calm down.
I'd see the ad
calm down, Spencer.
For the nude furniture store. Oh my God, that's all it took.
Ooh,
yeah, there you go. Anyways, Viet Duc Hospital in Hanoi, they tried to stick a probe in there, some forceps, hemostats, some kind of tweezer, some kind of fucking grabber kind of deal, and they were thwarted. They were thwarted, unfortunately.
Is that the word they used, thwarted?
Yep.
Thwarted.
Yep, that's the word they were thwarted when they found a lemon stuffed up there too. But this is a cultural thing. Pretty much every other country in the world, they call limes lemons. any small citrus, whether it's green
Yeah,
or yellow.
if you go to get the tacos,
Mexico,
if
too.
you ask for if you go to the taco
You say
stand,
lime.
if you say limon,
yeah,
that's lemon.
they give you lime. Yeah.
you gotta.
So, anyways, he had a big green lime stuck up in his ass that was blocking the doctors from pulling. It's like, and there's no, they don't
Sprite
say,
talks too much.
I got footage of them yanking this 26.
That sounds like an
inch.
Asian Sprite eel and lime drink.
Yeah.
Eel
Well,
lime
it sounds like
drink.
a drink at a hipster bar in Chicago. You know,
This whole eel thing, there's a whole like
It's
weird.
a hipster bar in Japan.
There's a subdivision of Japanese porn called unagi porn, where women.
you can get a nagi at the sushi place. It's
Ooh,
an
nasty.
eel.
Unagi is
warm-
Japanese
it's
for eel.
warm grilled eel, and it's delicious. It has a sweet sauce on it.
But yeah,
But
it's
which
that's
is brown too, by the way. I mean, maybe there's
Koinkadink. I think not.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it's where women will put a bunch of eels in an orify. It's actually another subdivision of another
Hold it
form
up
of
on the
porn
big screen.
called. Oh yeah, shit! I pulled the thing out to.
There's
It's actually a subdivision of another form of porn called Ginky Ginky, where women have bugs and
Ginky-
creepy crawlies crawl all over
that
them.
sounds like some
Who
like
signs up for that?
childish made up shit right there. Ginky ginky, ginky ginky.
Hey man, it's a culture that grew out of an atomic bomb blast. I mean, you know.
Can you blame them?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, did they? Am I
They're
right?
the future.
So they were trying to get it out the old-fashioned way through the butthole. They
By
couldn't-
going-
I mean, that is the old-fashioned.
because they had. I think there was a Pied
Sorry, it's
Piper
not even plugged
situation there.
So
The
is it-
lime seems like it wasn't nearly as big of an obstruction as the actual eel, but this thing was starting to chew its way through the man's large intestine. It has gone. It had gone through all three. I believe it's two, maybe three. I think it's three sphincters on the way up.
There's
He was
three
trying to eat his
sphincters?
way out.
There's like
Yeah,
8.
There's the ileal sphincter.
Wait, no, I'm on Mike's mic right now.
Sphincter.
There's how many sphincters are there?
I believe there's three in between you and your guts.
Well, I mean, I guess you got to hold the
It's
turds
anything
in,
that-
man.
Yeah.
That does
like if
this.
you want to go for a deep penetration, you got to get through at least
Okay,
two sphincters.
so when your stomach's fucking you up and you got to get to the bathroom, then you feel it. It's past that first one. And
Yeah.
then you gotta fucking like, oh wait, I gotta go.
Oh yeah,
And then when you get that
and then
second
it fills
one,
up at the next sphincter.
Because I think there's 3 on both ends.
Yeah.
It's all about
quite disturbing.
what's that word?
Nasty.
Duality of man. what as above, so below.
This is our CO animal mother. Ow!
I'm over here trying to cook goddamn HDMI.
It's oh god damn it! The word is I'm gonna say it like an hour later, and everyone
Yeah,
should feel.
but it'll
What are you
come
talking
back to
about?
you as soon as you stop thinking about it.
Yeah.
Anyways, the poor fuck. I mean, you know, he's just, you know, was probably
Continents.
bored on a Sunday night. You know,
Did they say what kind of eel it was, perchance?
dude.
Because that sounds like
it wasn't an electric eel. I can
Okay,
tell you that
that's
much.
good.
There it is.
Oh my
You see that?
goodness!
And see,
Gracious
there's the
fucking Christ.
there's the lemon.
Oh
there.
lordy!
The
Don't
lemon-
worry,
the
everybody.
lemon was just to keep
I'm
it
back
from
on
swimming
my
out.
mic now.
And because of
And
the
I
lemon,
am quite disgusted at what I see on
because
the
of the
screen.
lemon, they had to pull it out. They had to do an operation.
I'm regretting plugging in
And
the
you see-
HDMI cable at this
Good
point.
lord.
There's them pulling it out of the fucking
And we are
lemon.
going to put this because Mike is finally going to give me the permissions on the social media to post those pictures. Spencer, go ahead and download that picture and save
Make it sound like
Yeah, there's
there's
that endoscopic view of the lime in his rectum.
That is a lime.
Yeah.
Wow.
There it
Holy,
is.
like the doctor posing with it.
Look at the color of his gloves.
I mean, that's how do you not take a picture? Looks like the man has had some spinal surgery in the
I
past.
bet doctors really.
As you can see by the bolts.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, isn't that something?
Wow.
Anywho, so that's my weird story. You know, the man's gonna be okay. No long-term damage.
how's the eel?
Ooh, they didn't say.
The eel's dead. It's
Yeah.
fucking dead.
That sounds
That
like
motherfucker's
another
dead.
picture.
Look how limp that motherfucker. Actually, he looks still kind of alive right
Well,
there.
no, because he was chewing his way out. It's like if you'd seen Big Trouble in Little China. It's like, okay, we won't wing. Let's just chew our way through. They were. Anyways,
Spencer, I will watch Big Trouble in Little China.
I'll watch it with you.
But
I
I
love
like
these-
they put the syringe
Yeah,
for
all the
scale.
size comparisons.
Yeah. Well, they didn't have a banana for scale, so they used the syringe.
A banana would have been funnier.
Damn it, Christ! Look
Isn't
at,
that some?
and they're like, look at that. Like the look on
But
the.
it's in Hanoi, you know. This
They've seen some shit
The
there,
Hanoi Hill.
and they're literally
Those doctors have seen
they're
some
literally in the shit. As Americans used to
That's
call it,
some-
they're in Da Nang.
that's some
fucking,
wicked bush.
Like, oh God.
Man, I could just picture all the
No,
doctors,
look,
like,
the lady lifting it's closing her eyes. She's like, I don't even want to look at it.
Yeah. She was probably like throwing up in her fucking.
And the other ones. All right, these are going on our social media.
They need
These
to.
are fucking disgusting.
I like the one at the beginning with the lime.
Oh,
that
yeah.
one.
Oh look, they signed.
Chin Chu Trung.
Yeah.
Chin
Let's,
Chu Trung.
let's immortalize this asshole for what he did to
Yeah.
himself.
Yeah. Wow. It's
Wow.
still- yeah.
All right, yeah.
Well-
So I mean, he didn't just put the eel up his ass; he plugged it in with a
He
line.
corked it in so it couldn't get out. This man.
Oh, I thought the lime was for flavor or something.
No, that was
ass
the
flavor?
cork.
No, this was premeditated.
He-
This means he's probably done it before, and the
He's-
fucker swam out before he could get off.
He's suicidal.
God, that.
A suicidal horny.
He's like, what can I do? What can I put up there to make sure that fucking thing doesn't swim out again?
That poor eel.
That eel's probably been in and out of this guy's ass who knows how many times before he figured out the line.
Oh God, this is a job. Over
I
and
think
over.
It's not. That's not one eel. He's killed several eels with his asshole.
Oh, it was definitely a trial and error process.
Jesus Christ, these fucking.
I mean, it must have been a very vivacious beast.
Yeah, vivacious. That's the word I was thinking too.
Spencer, I don't know. We were talking earlier about what I like, you know, like people and what's so wrong with it. This is wrong with it. This is
Yeah,
what.
now, you know.
This isn't what was at the beginning of the Olympics, though.
No, but
If this was me and that guy,
To me,
I would have taped his mouth shut
to me they're all related.
so he couldn't chew his way out. You know, like you do with an alligator, with a croc or an alligator, you tie the duct tape
Or a
over his
lobster.
mouth. He could have taped that thing's mouth shut if he was thinking, or put a condom over it or something.
What are you thinking when you stick an eel in your
I
ass?
think this guy wanted the chewy motion.
I'm just look. This takes some premeditated thought here, you know. But he didn't think as far as demobilizing the fucking sharp end of it.
Highest IQs in the world over there.
Yeah, that's most.
Maybe
of our
they know
geniuses
something
are
we
coming
don't.
from these people. Maybe they're onto something.
But they also might, just like America, got a lot of fucking mental gimps.
Hey, it gets cold out there. What are you gonna do?
I don't think it does.
Some people are married to the sea.
No, it doesn't.
It's pretty.
Hell, who knows? He might have been swimming in the Ganges and both things floated up there just
Oh,
by accident. you
God.
know? Anywho,
All right.
Well, I
that's my
commend
what's
his.
weird.
That's
Who's-
it's pretty fucking weird.
I
Who's next?
commend
I've
his
said enough.
explorer spirit.
Yeah.
It's that's what took us to the moon.
I'm cheersing my
I
coffee.
shoved the eel up there. I put the eel on my ass,
Not 'cause
not
it's
because
easy.
we can, but because it's there.
Because it's hot.
I mean, and it must have been wiggling too. You know, to get it up there, it's like my dad used to have a saying, trying to get a wiggle worm up a wildcat's ass. This is pretty much the same thing. What'd you say there, Clinky?
This is me cheersing my coffee cup to my bourbon cup to just handle it. Can we get off this internal assholes picture, please?
What's the difference between jelly and jam?
All right.
Okay.
Jesus Christ. And then,
good.
but also close the goddamn ad for, please.
Unless they want to pay us to.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. No, blurp that out. They don't get free advertisement. Now, you know who does get free advertisement? The Sinaloa Cartel.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice smooth transition there, buddy. I like that.
Well, me, I'm not just a true crime murder serial killer type of guy. I'm a true organized crime buff. I love organized crime because I lightly tread in that world at some point in my life.
Hey, you were on the business end of that.
I was on the business end of it, you know, fucking
Better than the business end of an eel.
yeah, yeah,
Which
exactly.
should have been taped.
And luckily, my sentence was light enough. I didn't get the business end of anything else in my asshole.
By the grace of God goes Chris.
Well, we have your word for that.
Minimum security. A milestone was hit. Not since Chapo. Chapo gets the light. But this week, El Mayo. El Mayo was taken into custody in El Paso, Texas. Actually, it's still debated. Some say El Paso, Texas. Some say it happened in New Mexico. It has not been completely cleared up yet at all, which is kind of weird.
Everything I heard was El Paso.
You're like claiming, no, it was on this side.
Yeah. It's a weird thing. There's still, but most likely it was El Paso, Texas. That private jet landed there, and just a couple of federal officers walked up, and they pulled not only El Mayo Zambada, the longest reigning drug cartel boss of all fucking time. This dude, right? The fucking... Okay, everybody knows El Chapo, right? Everybody knows El Chapo.
The chap.
He's on you go to the bazaar in South Dallas, he's on shitloads of t-shirts.
Countless albums made about
countless albums. I mean,
Narco Corridos.
The Corridos, if you listen to, but the real guy, the behind the scenes, the fucking puppet master, if you will.
Logistics department.
The logistics department. And honestly, the smart one, because goddamn, Chapo had to bust out of prison 2 times before he went the last. Actually, 3? 2, 3?
Chapo was the flashy... Man, I hate to fucking use the Beatles, but he was the Paul.
He was the Paul.
And Mayo was the John.
Right
I don't...
Actually, you know what? No.
No, he's the goddamn Ringo. He's the goddamn rhythm section. He fucking held the whole thing together.
Well, I was going to say, Chapo was the Flavor Flav, and Mayo was Chuck
goddamn
D.
Chuck D.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
That's the better thing.
That's a more suitable...
Chapo was the hype man.
I like it.
Fucking Mayo really ran the shit. And this dude showed up on an airplane. It's still... This is almost a triple C. It will become a triple C because there's so much... And this is real conspiracy. This ain't fucking the dumb satanic sacrifice bullshit
Save the children
that I bring you sometimes. This is a real thing that in DEA, CIA... And this guy got popped this week, possibly kidnapped by one of Chapo's sons. There is so many intricate layers to this fucking whole thing, and I am just tubescent with fucking excitement.
Word of the day.
It means kind of hard dick for me.
Yeah, no, it does, yeah.
Yeah, but I am excited about
Tumor
this.
dick.
Everybody in the organized true crime world is very excited about this.
I didn't know El Chapo had more than one son.
Oh, he's got a shitload of sons. They're all have.
He's very tumescent.
All right, so yeah, the reason Chapo finally got caught. You know why Chapo got caught? One was because of Sean Penn. 2.
Oh yeah,
Sean Penn set up El Chapo. Well, Sean Penn really just wanted to be the guy to get El Chapo in an interview.
Yeah.
So he got Kate Castillo, I believe her name is, a famous Mexican soap opera lady. She was actually on a season of Weeds, which was an American TV show with...
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Anyway, Chapo had a hard-on for Kate Castillo, whatever the fuck her name was.
Plus the constant back and forth we've mentioned before between Hollywood and the intelligence community.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't.
Well, the thing is, really, Chapo was just hard for that fucking thing, bro.
Yeah,
and then
exploited
What do you know? A woman led to his downfall.
Exactly. And that's what got Chapo. But anyway, El Mayo was taken in this week, and at the same time, he was taken in with Joaquin Jr., essentially, because there are 4 Chapitos who are running the Sinaloa cartel. That's what they're called, Chapitos.
Yeah.
They're little Chapos. They're his sons, and one of them is already, or I think 2 of them are already here in custody, and 2 of them are running in Mexico. But this third one showed up with El Mayo on this airplane in El Paso. Both were taken into custody, and both of them got all the dirt on China, fentanyl.
That's right. Oh, that's the thing I was trying to remember.
They were the precursors. That's the thing. There is so much stuff. And there's been a lot of talk before.
Some dirty laundry is going to come out.
These people have negotiated. These cartel bosses realize that they're only, like, Mayo especially, he is a thinker.
Yeah.
And even though he's, like, in his mid-70s.
Logistics division.
He is the logistics division. And so was the Chapo's son that just came in with him was part of the logistics division. Because his other brothers were fuck-ups and were doing all the dumb shit. They were part of that, one of them got arrested, and in the entire town in Mexico came and shot up all the cops and blocked the whole town, and the government said, okay, let him go. Damn. Yeah, the Chapitos were fucking crazy, and since Chapo went away, there's been a lot of turmoil in Mexico, and El Mayo has always stayed off to the side, keeping a low profile, making that money. This dude's probably got $1 billion, if not more.
In this Lord of the Rings,
he's the
dark horse.
There are multiple different stories. Some say Chapo's son kidnapped him. Some say because reportedly he has cancer. He's fucking 70-something years old.
Yeah,
he's dying. But also, does he want to just go see his sons? Did he turn himself in to go see his sons? He had already negotiated with his son to narc on El Chapo. His son testified on El Chapo and is free again. So is he returning the favor basically by he's turning himself in possibly to make good on his old partner and help his partner's son out of jail.
This is what I love about organized crime, because there's always the whole, like, oh, muerta shit, but loyalty flies right the fuck out the window every time.
There is the small possibility that this actually happens. Because also this week, I have not mentioned, Chapo's other son that was in an American prison vanished from the FBOP listing this week, which means he went into witness protection or in some other kind of thing. So it is possible that's one of the conspiracies.
Chip Douglas.
Is that Mayo, about to die, is like, I let my son get out by fucking Chapo. Chapo was my homie back then. I'm going to go fuck myself to get Chapo's son out. And turned himself in to let Chapo.
Okay.
So Chapo
among thieves. Yeah.
It's kind of, which I, as a sort of a gangster, but I thought of myself as a gangster at least.
Get to.
Yeah,
that's the word you want to choose.
I thought of myself that way at the time. Maybe I wasn't, but I thought of
Delusions of grandeur.
No. Yeah, well.
No, you were in it.
I was in it, but. Anyway, I like to think that I had honor in that business. I did everything that was supposed to be done, how you're supposed to do it.
Being a professional.
Like, I followed up to the T. I watched all the goddamn movies. I read all the books. But when you really read all those books and you really watch all those movies, every motherfucker turns on you. And you can't trust anyone in that game. Just like it's the same. The politics, organized crime. The same fucking thing. And all those people... You really can't rely on them. So I really do, but part of me really likes to think that El Mayo did turn himself in to release El Chapo's son because he had his son right on El Chapo to get out.
That is badass.
That would be badass.
Yeah.
But at the same time, really, El Mayo's got 50 years worth of every corrupt Mexican official, United States official, CIA contact, everything. This guy knows so much fucking dirt for 50 years.
He's a human black book.
He is the human black book. And did Chapo's son kidnap him and turn him in, and then really just get wrapped up in it because the CIA fucked him over and the FBI or DEA fucked him over? That's the thing. This is a developing story.
Yeah.
But it's
gonna get juicy.
This is one that I really like because
I've heard from several sources too that Maya said like he would just as soon kill himself than be subjected to imprisonment. So you may hear something.
There is that.
Already dying though.
But that's the thing. He has also been in, and it is a fact. DEA has released this that he has negotiated with them before to possibly turn himself in because he's old and he knows fuck it, like I turned myself in like years ago. He was doing this and he's already done it for his son. His son just did 10 years, got out, has millions.
You know what that would mean though is that we would have fucking news of the DEA having.
Would we get the news?
Well, I mean,
would we get the real skinny?
I've only met
This is why I kind of hope he doesn't kill himself, because
he will never kill himself. He'll die. He's got cancer.
Well, at the same time, like, he gets the opportunity to tell what he knows, but at the same time, also
that won't get out.
You have a guy like that who's that high profile and knows so much shit. You can't trust everything he says. He probably throws some embellishments in there. I don't know. It's hard to tell.
There is that
kind of shit.
Exactly. Who's gonna?
But a man on his deathbed, you know, I mean,
well,
what's he got to lose?
He's a 75-year-old man who's 7 years younger than our current president. So.
Oh damn! What the hell y'all doing? Call back King, baby.
Yeah.
Snap.
What the hell are you doing?
Sorry.
I'm sorry. We thought you were someone else.
But I don't know. It's a very big developing story, and I personally, like I said, because I lived in that world, was I in that deep? Hell no. I was street level piece of shit, fucking asshole. But I've been very interested in it, and organized crime has been a very interesting topic to me, and how it globally correlates with politics,
intelligence communities.
Intelligence communities.
Yeah. Intel, paramilitary, government.
Iran, Contra.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Cocaine.
Operation Condor.
Barry
Look at all
Seal.
that shit.
Fucking
Yeah.
the Clinton body count. All of this stuff is very plausible, realistic conspiracies. These are real conspiracies.
Kids on the tracks.
The fucking boys on the boys on the tracks.
Boys on the tracks.
The boys on the tracks. All this is very real shit. And these motherfuckers, this dude's got 50 years of dirt. Can you imagine all the dirt? And really,
that means they'll probably fucking put a broomstick down his throat before he can fucking talk.
Cancer is gonna take him. That's what's gonna happen.
Well, that's the story.
There was finger quotes.
I'm sorry. This is not a visual. We'll have to put some camera. Yeah. Oh my God. Should I just put the security camera up in the corner and record these, and we just post them on YouTube?
Hey,
that'd be good.
Do that.
Yeah. But
circuit footage of.
Anyway, it's a developing story. It's a triple C that I don't think any of us will ever know the fucking truth to. But we can speculate. We can postulate. We can Jackie Childs.
Exacerbate.
We can ejaculate.
It's lewd, lascivious, salacious, outrageous.
Preposterous. But it's actually not preposterous, because that's
this is the most
realistic. This is the most realistic,
down to earth conspiracy.
Triple C you will ever fucking get.
Yeah.
Is the fact that El Mayo Zambada turned himself in or was kidnapped, or either way, we don't fucking know, and we never fucking
that's
will.
automatic obfuscation when they're saying two different stories at once. You know, so nobody knows what to believe.
His lawyers
automatically discredited.
I did see pictures. His lawyer supposedly said that he was kidnapped by Joaquin Jr. and they showed pictures, and El Mayo had bruises from the handcuffs. Like, I don't know. That's supposed
Photoshop.
But also, old men be bruising, you know?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
They got them livers
popped. They get a paper cut and they're fucking just deep
falling trying to get off the shitter or something, and just boom, then you got your bruises.
Happened to me the other day.
I find it very interesting, and this is a real goddamn conspiracy. Yeah. Our government, drugs, China, and that's the thing.
That's the part that I'm interested in.
They send the precursors to the cartel so idiots in the middle of the woods can mix it up in 55-gallon jugs.
I mean, no. That's the thing. It's not just idiots. Originally, the Sinaloa cartel was bringing actual Chinese chemists, supposedly, over, because otherwise, how the fuck do you think?
Right. Well, they taught them how to.
They taught them how to
manufacture
methamphetamine and fentanyl, the two biggest scourges rolling into America.
There are theories of both Russia and China that, like, they're attacking us Cold War 2.0 on a more sociological level.
Absolutely.
Where they're trying to undermine social structures and, you know, faith in government, etc.
They ain't got a fentanyl problem in Russia, I know that. And they're closer to China.
They have crocodile.
Yeah, they got crocodile. Because they can't get heroin and they can't get fentanyl. So these motherfuckers, but they can get codeine over the counter over there.
Yeah, they're like codeine and Visine or something.
It's codeine and gasoline.
Oh, yeah.
It's the process.
Even worse.
Flesh-eating disease drug.
Oh God, grizzly.
Oh, excuse me. It's petrol over there, or petrol.
Stop.
Cornbread.
So,
My name
yeah.
is Boosh.
Anyway,
We'll probably come back to that depending on.
we're gonna come back to this because I will be getting developments, and I'm gonna keep y'all up because
we know Diddy's gonna show up at some point in this story.
We're all just biding our time until the next biddy.
I'm waiting for the next Diddy fucking
Diddy,
drop.
I said biddy.
A little bitty of Diddy.
I don't know. I think the elites put Diddy in check, and Diddy knows his place now because I think Diddy was stepping out, and fucking they're like, that
was a punch, not a whip crack noise. I don't want to get anyone fucking twisted or anything.
Oh no, it was a whip noise.
No, it was a whip noise, more like it's got a longer.
It doesn't. It's a crack.
Oh, it's a cracker.
Right. Anyway,
I think we went overboard on racial humor last episode, so
no.
We're just softening the exit.
But I didn't even make any Mexican
Spencer
jokes.
knows all
Enough
about
about my anus.
So, those are both very down to earth. I have some shit that's totally fucking weird. It's a short one. It's very visually centric. We're gonna include it in the show notes so you can check it out yourself. But there was this scientist who, a few years back, his name is Daniel Nemes, I believe. I may be pronouncing that wrong. It's Nems. And Nemes said that his interest in the multi-dimensional universe began after a magazine article attracted his attention about the dark matter of the universe. He then came up with the idea of devising a technology through optical experiments along with mathematical calculations that would allow him to take images of multi-dimensional beings. Now, this may be bullshit.
Oh, it may be.
Maybe.
But this dude was a legit scientist, and I've looked at a lot of these pictures.
I was about to say, this sounds like that dude from Hustle and Flow on Joe Rogan. What's his name?
Bullshit mathematicist.
Captain Thibodeau.
Yeah.
This guy's a real scientist. He's from Spain originally, I believe, but he's a university professor in Colombia. But he created...
Terrence Howard. Sorry.
Yeah. He created a special technology called energy vision, and he's taken a lot of these pictures of what are allegedly trans-dimensional beings. And I thought it was kind of bullshit before, but I started looking at a lot of these images, and they are very compelling. You can pull some up and maybe find them. They're mostly on his Facebook, so look up Daniel Nemes.
I don't have Facebook on here.
Well, yeah, they're on like Google Plus as well, or Google.
Daniel
whatever.
Nemes.
Yeah. Look up energy vision or trans-dimensional beings, and we'll include this in show notes so you can get a look as well. This guy has been allegedly ridiculed by the mainstream science establishment. Yeah, there's one right there of a couple.
That looks like my grandpa's X-ray, man. What the fuck?
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, these are trans-dimensional beings that they all seem to have eyes and a face, and I get that these are also very symmetric images, but some are pretty compelling, I will say. And what also is weird about these images is they remind me of the Prince Charles portrait, and however it was like, there's demons in it. So, if you were fucking seeing demons in the Prince Charles portrait, man, you gotta get a load of these fucking things.
I just see a pussy.
Yeah.
It's
very Rorschach test.
No, it looks like you're looking through Predator vision.
Yeah, like, okay, that one, there's like a weird baby man, and that one has like a weird...
Looks like tie-dye, man.
Like,
exactly. Why are they all blurry?
It looks like they shot them with a goddamn 1998 Nokia. Wait, did we have cell phones in 1998? No, we did.
Fuck yeah,
we didn't.
Well, they didn't have cameras. 2005.
This is
Nokia.
why, and this is why I say this may be fake, because
here's the guy.
Yeah, that's the guy himself.
Okay.
He looks like...
that says enough.
Hey, man, science
look, man, that guy...
hey, everybody needs a girlfriend.
He needs a...
I say this may be fake
I'm just saying, that guy looks like he travels to Thailand quite often.
This picture right here looks like...
He looks like a predator.
Like the seat on the
he
bus
looks like a
after
predator.
This really fat guy sat on.
That guy's a fucking predator.
You think so?
Oh, absolutely.
That might be
He travels to Thailand. Go back to that. That looks like a mugshot of a guy that goes to Thailand.
Hey, this is a professor. Come on.
No, he looks like he goes to Thailand to have sex with.
The only
young
reason I say that
ladyboys.
this might not be real is because this whole technology that he supposedly developed, I haven't found anything about how the mechanics of how it works. There's no fucking information on it. However, the weird part of this story, as if this wasn't weird enough, is that this dude supposedly just disappeared recently. He's been putting out these photos.
He looks like he's the guy that put the eel up his ass.
Yeah, that's another thing, is that he's saying that he has to
look at that. That looks like a candid photo of a predator. Oh, go back.
He has to disseminate all these photos, and his he put out a book, but it's only in Portuguese, I believe. But
oh yeah, predator.
He
look that one. Look at that one. That dude looks like a predator. That looks like if you're watching a true crime documentary about a goddamn predater, that's the photo.
What's up, Chris Handsome?
Yeah.
No, yeah. The only reason
have a seat.
Well,
come have a seat.
Have a cookie. The only reason I say that this may be a bullshit story is because, like I said, there's no mechanical layout of how this technology is supposed to work. But
yeah,
he's
like
come
Mormonism.
out.
He's like, only I can see.
Well, yeah,
well, that's pretty much every religion.
He's come out and said that he's got some device that he created, and that he's been ostracized by the mainstream academic and scientific whatever the good old boys club of fucking redneck are like, fuck yeah, we're scientists.
I don't think there's redneck scientists.
There are.
Oh wait, yeah, there was that one that's the astronaut guy.
There's also a guy on.
He had
a show. Skinwalker Ranch, that guy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Skidmark Ranch.
Energy Vision by Daniel Neems. Now, the reason I wanted to include this is because mostly just the imagery. These pictures are cool. They're neat to look at, and I thought this was total bullshit.
It's totem, man. It's totem.
He's
it's like
Colombian.
when you
Yeah,
make a mirror
'cause
image out of anything.
Roll back down. Roll back down.
The more I kept looking into it, is that there were all these people on every site. Sooner or later, every site that this dude is mentioned on, you have tons and tons and tons and tons of comments.
This is fucking AI. Look, of worlds within worlds. This is an AI site.
You have tons of comments of people who are coming on to his photos, if you can call them that, saying that these are exactly what you see on DMT. These are DMT entities.
Okay,
not me.
I saw that's the thing. I did.
In fact, I saw this guy on.
I did DMT. Oh God, that would ruin my life if I saw that guy on DMT.
He looks like a deer in headlights in every picture. So
no, he looks like a predator. He looks like a fucking predator. God, look at his eyes.
I don't know what to.
That guy has that guy has things on his fucking hard drive that you don't want.
But the art, I'm calling this art, and I thought this was an art project straight off the bat, and I still kind of do. But the images are compelling. They're cool to look at. If
he's
nothing
not
else.
offering up any science. He's full of shit.
Yeah. Jesus. No, but yeah, I thought this whole thing was an art project. I will say the images are compelling. Check them out. But yeah, I think this whole fucking thing might be a story. However,
you want to see something scary?
Dan Aykroyd? Let's pick you up in my car.
I'm getting my dick sucked by a ghost.
That was always a weird inclusion to that movie. Even as a child, I was like, "What? Why is this even?"
Yeah, it shows his belt getting on, and he's like,
and then he goes cross-eyed.
Then he falls
I mean,
off the bed.
I go cross-eyed when I get filleted by a ghost. I don't know about you. So, in conclusion, this is probably bullshit. I just thought that the imagery is very interesting. Judge for yourself. I don't know. Do a little deeper research if you want.
If you can get anything deeper than we can find, let us know.
If you can find the science behind this shit and how it supposedly works, I would love to hear it. Because fucking, I want to experiment with some transdimensional optics.
In fact, if you do, let us know. We'll fly you from anywhere in the world to come.
We'll have you on the show to explain it.
Yeah.
We'll feed you barbecue while you're here.
Yeah. Goldie's Barbecue in Fort Worth, rated in Texas Monthly best barbecue in Texas as of last year. So it's the best. It's in Fort Worth. They have the dinosaur ribs, the beef ribs. The fucking the
Fred
beef ribs
Flintstone?
on the bone. Yeah,
Yeah.
the Fred Flintstone ribs.
I have a plastic cup from Dick Eyes Barbecue.
Oh my god.
I hadn't tried it though.
I can go get some right now.
So, yeah, actually, I'm pretty hungry. So, in conclusion to this probably bullshit story, we're gonna start splicing up a bit of a new feature in our What's Weird this week as well. Yep, I see that. You weird nipples, Spencer.
Yeah, they go in.
Yeah.
Hey,
Innies.
baby.
They remind me of the
Why do you
opening.
always walk in when I'm doing something?
They remind me of
doing
the.
something weird when I leave the room. Goddamn.
They remind me of the opening to James Bond when the fucking, you know.
Yeah, they're a little spirally.
What? Show me.
His nipples. They're
They
weird.
go in.
Yeah, mine do that when it's warm.
Any belly
Well,
button.
mine don't
Howdy,
go in.
belly
No,
button.
mine go in.
Here, look.
My mom said I got it from her.
My.
Here, let me.
Yeah, check it
All
out.
right, just to describe the scene here,
Are we
I'm looking
recording?
at two grown men
Rubbing their nipples?
rubbing their nipples like they're having a race of who can do it faster.
Look.
It's like the blow-up gun at the state fair. You know where you're trying to fill the water balloon.
Hey, but
Who
look, they look so much better when they're
Who can
pert.
piss in a
When
clown's
they are
mouth faster?
pert.
See,
Hurt.
you're
Man.
not the areola, but the pop-out part. Yours are so much more pronounced.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
Wait, are we recording?
we're adding in a bit of a new feature here and there. Like, it may not be an every time thing, but we have staff picks now, and I have
Oh, there you're
to
gonna say nipple
highly.
rub time.
Well, that may become a regular thing too. I mean, we just don't all have to be in the same room.
We did have a few drinks before we started recording today.
Couple of few drinks.
It's been a minute.
During my COVID convalescence, I finally finished a 400-something page book, not to brag, called Thieves in the Night. It's all about supernatural child abductions, and it is highly fucking interesting. It's by an author named Joshua Cutchin. I highly recommend it. Also, if any of our listeners are familiar with another author by the name of Alan Greenfield, who has long been a proponent of the connection between occultism and aliens and ufology, he's done a 2-book series called Secret Ciphers of the Euphonauts and Coded Messages of the Men in Black, something like that. I'll include them in the show notes as well. But he released another book recently called The True Secrets of the Black Lodge, which we've mentioned the Black Lodge before in our Alexander David Neal episode. A lot of just occult ufology crossover. But this book touches on a lot of things that we're going to kind of get into at the end of this episode that have to do with ufology. Yeah, it goes into years and years of fairy lore, changelings, the alien-human hybridization program. And I think from looking at this a lot, there's obviously a reproductive angle that we've mentioned before with ufology and women being abducted who are pregnant and then they're abducted. And
Eugenics. Aliens do eugenics.
And they don't have genitals, as we mentioned earlier, which will come into play.
They got the cloaca, probably.
Maybe.
Did we discuss that online?
The gray aliens might be
bit,
wearing a alien armor suit.
That's true, too.
Their
They
genitals
might
are underneath it like our pants.
The whole
The
gray
cloaca
aliens,
opens up, the balls are inside, the wiener's inside. Actually,
Gray aliens as robots
They just
or
kind of squat on the same
bioorganic.
pile of lawn clippings.
you know,
and they squirt
Misty and
their
I
shit
looked
on
up how cicadas fuck yesterday.
it. Ooh,
Okay.
wow.
Well, we wanted to decipher because, like, we were looking at the whole, cicadas because it's silent now. You don't hear the cicadas.
Oh yeah, I guess.
A few weeks ago, cicadas everywhere.
Yeah. If you've never
I
heard
can't
them,
even-
they would freak you the fuck out.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Predator everywhere. But yeah, they got the ladies got a little slit, and the dudes got their balls, but their balls are on their chest, and they call them drums.
There's like these raccoon dog beings in Japanese myth who have giant balls, and they like can pull tricks out of their balls and
Hey, look at that.
play them like drums. So yeah, Thieves in the Night. It's all about supernatural child abductions. It also touches on various tangentially related stuff about stupid ass QAnon theories about like why do so many people believe that our children are being abducted off the streets for ritual purposes. True stories about kids who allege to have been abducted by Bigfoots in the woods and returned. women who were pregnant,
Most of
abducted
those
by
fucking
aliens.
kids that get lost were returned within an hour. That's the thing. They like.
Well, yeah, in the
Not
vast,
an hour,
in
but,
the
like,
vast, like
in the vast scale, it's
disappearing.
like, oh my god, all these kids disappeared this year.
This is more like a.
They don't leave. They leave out the part that those kids were found the next fucking day.
This is more of a missing 411 kind of related thing, like kids who disappear in the woods and shit like that. But there's also a lot of interesting parallels between changeling phenomenon and the autism spectrum, and like why, you know, symptoms of autism or designations and what's the word I'm looking for?
I want to
You're on
do
thin ice, buddy.
I want to do what research of what chemical in the like 70s all the serial killers were possibly
Diesel or
leaded.
Yeah.
Because leaded gasoline was in the air everywhere. Like
Yeah.
there was a lot of violence. And
You look at the people that worked in those lead-based.
but now all of a
gasoline
sudden autism is like the thing, which I'm not gonna. There are people that have autism, sure, but there are a lot of people that
I'll
say
give you that.
say they have autism.
Well, it's the symptoms and what
trendy.
it's what
It's
they're
trendy.
looking. Yeah, there are kids who are faking it.
Yeah.
But it's
I
also
think it's a
the
gut-brain
biome
relationship.
thing.
I
Yeah.
think most of it is COVID because all the kids that fucking were trapped inside during COVID, like, were like a little thrown the fuck off because of.
I get my 10-foot pole here. That's what Chris is about to say.
I think a lot of it is mostly, and the author draws this, he mentions this as well, is that the designations for diagnosis, that's the word I was looking for, have expanded in the last
yeah,
many
everybody's
years.
like, oh
So,
my God,
The
yes.
spectrum keeps getting wider and wider.
Exactly,
Yeah.
yes. The
That is
big
true.
thing that I wanted to mention in
Well,
relation
then I am retarded.
to our upcoming talk on these UFO cults is what we're getting into it a bit, is there's, like I said, the whole reproductive angle on this, and there seems to be a weird thing about breast milk, especially. He doesn't go too deep into this, but I'm drawing my own conclusions.
Tastes like
and
cantaloupe.
It's why there's cattle mutilations. I'm seeing some weird stuff. I'm working on it. I'm drawing some conclusions with the weird fucking.
We'll be right back.
I still have no fucking idea
The
what the fuck he's
things
talking
of
about.
the world of Taurus. This is for the more esoteric, far out, or stoned listeners.
This is for all you word salad friends over here.
No, there's a weird. The guy I mentioned in addition to this, Alan Greenfield, who is a member of the OTO, the Crowleyan started. Yep, sex magic.
Ordo Templiar Orientalis.
Ernest. He is a sex magician / occultist who has been a longtime ufologist. He's one of the first people who started drawing, other than John Keel and Jacques Vallée. Did I say it right, Chris?
You did.
Okay.
Jacques Vallée.
Other
I
than
think
those
it's
guys. Vallée!
And I'll
Other than
argue
those
with you
guys.
for 5 minutes about it.
Yeah, and we'll include it in this audio. Other than those guys who are
My argument
drawing
is just believe
conclusions about folklore.
I will consult a French-speaking I actually have a French-speaking lady.
Oh, he's French Canadian. You know it.
Hey.
No, she's straight from French. I'll ask her.
Oh, that lady. No, yeah. Hey, Vallée is a smart dude. Anyways, there's a whole separate side of this that has to do with sex magic, and the best way, from what we were talking about earlier, with Spencer sticking things up his ass and other people sucking this and doing that and sticking this in there, is that the underlying principle of sex magic is that human beings are essentially biopharmaceutical factories, basically, and that with the ingestion of certain
Or
drugs
Neo
or
in the
foods,
little pink goo tube.
sure, there's pink goo involved. It's called Santorum. There are certain
Frothy.
chemicals that can be ingested by the human body, and that through metabolizing them, you would only get through a sexual act or through, sexual stimulation to make the body
Or
produce
drinking
these
pee like an
chemicals.
Amanita muscaria mushroom.
Yeah, that too. That's
Yeah.
another. See, like
Yeah.
that's
It-
the body.
it's
It has
more
to
active
be.
after it's peed out.
It has
they
to be
drink the pee.
metabolized,
So-
and there's the human body makes for a better chemical delivery system,
Especially in
for
ancient
certain
times,
chemicals.
before they had,
Exactly. This is early
beakers and
pharmacology.
fucking
Quick,
Beekman's
quick,
World
let
and
me...
This is where Tantra
Let me clarify.
Macalas.
So, when I was eating a shitload of Adderall that I got from Peace 2 in
We'll
high
blur
school,
that out.
and I... Yeah. No, Peace 2. Nobody knows who
Yeah,
Peace
it's
2
true.
is.
Okay. How you doing, buddy?
He's in county. He's fine.
P to the S to the IRIP.
But he used to give me his Adderall.
Yeah.
And I would watch. I had a copy of Tracy Lords, the Sex Goddess.
I had that too for my grandpa. The VHS.
I wish I still had it.
Oh God, dude!
yeah.
And Christy Canyons is on that shit.
Yeah.
Come on.
Anyway, I would beat it a bunch.
Yeah.
Is that sex magic?
Did you have any kind of profound, like, did you...
Horniness. I had profound horniness.
Oh,
and that
let's say-
continued until my adulthood
When
I would do methamphetamines.
Christy Canyons is still fucking hot.
I would do...
When you had an orgasm, did you feel like a transcendental, like, whoa, like you left your body, or like did you?
Well, talk about the first time you came.
For about 30 seconds, then the post-nut clarity kicks in, and then you feel gross.
The refractory period.
That's part of it. Is that the orgasm, like, if you read, like, Wilhelm Reich and shit like that, like, the orgasm is one of the few physiological functions that sort of, you get this short, fleeting moment where you don't have what he calls psychic armor on, because human beings are essentially, we have so many, like, hang-ups, and back in the 30s and 40s, white people used to clench their butt cheeks all the time. It's shit like that. Like, you're doing these things that you're not even, like, consciously aware of. And when you have an orgasm, you finally, like, it's like you unclench your whole body.
Yeah, but then you realize, like, oh, no, that was actually pretty gross. So, like...
Yeah, but that's your program. That's what that is.
But is that...
Check your privilege, sir. I will not...
Okay. This is... Alright, we're at an interesting fucking juxtapose here, because, okay, Spencer...
This will be pertinent to the main topic of the show.
No, really, like, I'm really, like, this is... But I don't know that was my program. I really feel like assholes are gross. Fucking dicks and balls are gross. Like, we were discussing this before the show.
Different pokes.
It's different pokes for different strokes.
You're thinking of it in the wrong context. Think of it as, like, okay.
Break it down.
There is a universal man and a universal woman. And that we all have a butthole. We all have, everybody shits.
Yes.
Every man has a penis. Every woman has a vagina. Women have babies.
And it's all
menstruation.
gross.
It's all natural process.
But it's gross.
Try to put yourself in, like, the mindset of a caveman who is first discovering these mysteries of the body, and how science and medicine and physiology and anatomy are, like, being brought into creation, and these trying to understand the mysteries of this, and, like, why, let's say, the phases of the moon and the phases of a woman's menses are comparable. You're
tripping,
looking,
bro. That's all that is.
I mean,
I knew a girl that made paintings with her menstrual blood.
Charging a sigil.
I've done a war paint before.
But the basic underlying principle
of... you just use it, put war paint on.
Red Wings.
No, not Red Wings.
I didn't know you were a hockey fan.
Literally did war paint.
With period blood?
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
But anyways,
the main thing I'm trying to get at is that the underlying principle of why people were doing all these tantric practices back in the day is because the human body is a biopharmaceutical factory that creates and better delivers chemicals than, say, if you got an adrenaline shot, it would just give you a boner and make you shit your pants, and it would be horrible. And that's why all those adrenochrome theories
I was about to say,
are bullshit.
This leans too far to the adrenochrome. You're kind of giving concept to the adrenochrome.
No, because adrenochrome, like
the
people
human brain has so many...
People who take adrenaline shots for
the people that take adrenochrome.
Well, adrenochrome is just adrenaline inside the body. But the physical effects of taking adrenaline, you can't, like, get inside the body to get the adrenochrome, because we've both looked into, like, the...
You can isolate it. It's a chemical.
Yeah,
you can just make it.
Yeah.
You can buy it. Like, synthetic. I can literally get online and buy it.
Yeah, it's synthetic.
It's synthetic, but it's still the same chemical.
But there's various other chemicals that are, like we said, like, you can ingest certain plants or drugs, etc., and they have to be metabolized through the body. And then there are certain sexual acts or etc., whatever, physiological processes
like the
that...
donkey punch?
there might be some kind of psychological...
Or you mean like reverse cowgirl?
Mind over matter fucking thing that goes into
I
that.
just know...
I like the reverse
when
cowgirl.
I'm done,
You can see the
I go and I wash off.
This is why I hate going last.
See, you're ruining your magic. You're taking the magic off of your body.
It's not magic. It's fucking.
I'm just saying that there's people who believe in this, and that there are. You don't have to believe in it, but we've known from our studies and the shows we've done that there are elites.
Pussy
in the
juice
world
is under
that believe in this shit.
Exactly, just like those elites believe that Jesus is gonna come fucking save them.
Pussy juice is not obligated to make sense to you.
Yeah, I don't know where you found that random ass thing, but yeah,
it's a real thing.
It is the Ziegler thing. Yeah. You know, I mean,
it's not German either. It's from the Bible.
I've seen that clip like 80 fucking times already before the Ziegler
I just saw that.
Yeah.
Jesus, it's scary.
Mike, you're not in the world. Come on, you got to get in this world.
I don't want to be in that world. Fuck that world.
The pussy is not obligated to make
We're
sense
talking about
to you.
Trump. We got on a sidetrack.
Yeah, we're on sidetrack.
Oh god,
but
we're way off.
Okay. Anyways, sex magic. We'll talk about it at a later date. I'm just bringing it up slightly because we're gonna get into UFO abductions and hybridization shit here in just a minute after this. And that is what's weird this week. Alright, so more sex magic later. Anyways, we're covering these two UFO cults like we said.
It's just the three of us tonight, so maybe less sex magic later?
I meant to cover as a topic in a later date.
Lewd, lascivious, salacious, outrageous.
I'm going to go through and read these case files, basically the police and media info on these UFO cults. And keeping in mind, we mentioned before at the very beginning, space arcs, chopping dicks off, UFO doomsday cults, specifically in America, everyone knows Heaven's Gate.
And I have an opposing view.
And I have no fucking idea what this motherfucker's talking about.
It's gonna get weird.
I didn't even look at the YouTube videos he sent me.
So it's a lot more simple than all that.
Yeah, I just have speculation and theory, and that's it. But we'll see. All right, starting off.
Do your own research.
You use your left or your right hand for that.
Both. Let's go to Brazil. Altamira. A woman by the name of Valentina de Andrade, who claims she's never done an evil thing in her life, was born sometime in the 1940s. She claims that at some point, roughly around 1981, at 50 years old, so she's a late bloomer, she had received a divine revelation from the Space Brothers. And there's, if you guys have ever heard of...
Wait a minute, that sounds like black aliens.
Well, see, that's the thing. Like, all these, like, it's weird because all the UFO shit...
Space Brothers.
Space, bitch.
I will worship it, ho. Fucking, all the, like, UFO shit before Betty and Barney Hill were abducted was along this line of, like... people contacting UFOs with Ouija boards and saying that they were picked up and flown around.
Yeah, who knows who's coming through the Ouija board?
Yeah, exactly. So, always ask questions. So, Valentina de Andrade, she was born a native of Brazil in a shitty little fucking know-nothing village or whatever. She claims multiple times that she is practically illiterate, but she has this divine outer space revelation given to her, and it's during this revelation that she claims God is secretly an antagonistic alien consciousness. Rock on. He's evil.
Party on, Wayne. Party on, Garth.
She wrote a book called God the Great Farce, which has one of the coolest book covers I've ever seen, but every copy is in Portuguese, and I couldn't find anything else. But the cover is totally photoshopped with a Siamese fetus on the front. Pretty cool looking. Let's see.
Oh, you mean conjoined?
Yes, yeah.
You meant to say conjoined, not Siamese.
It's one...
Racist bitch.
I know what I'm saying.
That is racist.
It's one body with two heads, so I'm probably wrong either way.
Yeah.
So everything we know...
Like the Haktua.
Ooh.
Girl.
I heard she's Jewish.
No, I mean the
it's all over now.
No, that was.
Oh, we'll get to the anti-Semitism later when we get to Poland. Don't worry.
We're
old
knee-deep
Poland.
in it, yeah.
So, yes, everything we know about religion is bullshit. She was given the secrets of the cosmos, but for her followers and the rest of the world to learn the secrets of said cosmos, you have to buy her book, of course. Reincarnation is real, which, your mileage may vary, but she
only one
claims...
way to find out.
Kill yourself. She claims that children are able to become super geniuses and physicists and athletes, which is weird because that's a body thing. But
going back to the Olympics,
brilliant geniuses if they could only tap into their previous life experience. She comes out with all this stuff about optics and haunted houses. She has a fucking opinion on everything, basically. But
don't all women.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were going to say don't all UFO cultists, but also not touching that one. So, 1981.
My wife is asleep right now.
And she is a woman.
Or I will put her to sleep. So, 19...
How would you like a nice big glass and shut the hell up?
Oh, and Jesus was an alien, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Get used to hearing this.
The alien that fucked a monkey, right?
And that's where AIDS comes from. 1981. That's a special year for this woman because apparently, despite
was a good year.
Despite all the magic shit that reincarnated children can do, every child born in 1981 and afterwards, especially male children, are agents of Satan. That's the next one.
I am an agent of Satan. That's so good.
I know. That's what I was saying. Like, whatever. That's okay. She's not wrong.
Hail Satan.
Satan. She also says that she is the material personification of cosmic energy, to which I say, big fucking deal. So am I. So are you. And you can too. So whatever. She says that parents who did not accept their children were executioners. She was one of the first people to have a UFO cult to accept gay people in the 1980s, which is kind of progressive, I guess. She also claims to have been given the specific date of Doomsday. But, once again, you had to be on the inner circle or buy her book to get that date.
It's already come and gone, too, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of anybody that gives a doomsday prediction is out of
She forgot to carry the 9.
Yeah, that's the thing. You always, you never...
A lot of goalpost moving.
You always gotta fucking give it way out there... But if it's too far out there, you don't get followers.
She started gaining a notoriety in her village as sort of being a hoodoo lady. She would go into trances and sort of make predictions and shit. And eventually she started gathering a group of followers, and they started a cult called the Superior Universal Alignment, or, depending on the translation or source, Superior Universal Lineage. She claimed that she'd been told the Doomsday Day by aliens, only to share it with her followers. Yeah, I said that already. She said, "Watch out for the followers. Watch out for the children.
Yada yada yada.
They are unconscious.
I'm really tired this morning.
They are unconscious conspirators of the great scam called God and his evil collaborators." So, one can infer or assume that this Doomsday Day was set to be approximately 1987. That was where they were shooting for.
I wouldn't say they're evil. I would say they're ignorant.
Ignorant. Because by then, the space people hadn't shown up. She claimed that it was the fault of her followers. They were not... they weren't kissing her ass enough.
They weren't devout enough.
Exactly. It's their fault. It's their fault.
This makes me think of that lady that got blue from drinking all the goddamn colloidal silver.
Yeah.
It's this. Okay, we'll get into that at the end.
Goddamn, why didn't we start a fucking cult? We could be fucking living on the high horse.
That's what we're trying to do right now.
On the high life again.
So,
yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So, what really fucked up this cult, they were pretty big in Brazil. They were attracting a lot of attention from doctors, especially, and people in the higher social strata. But around 1987, around the time that their doomsday prophecy failed, this is around the same time that you have a lot of children disappearing in Altamira, Brazil. Allegedly, according to the children who survived these attacks, we'll say, we'll get into the horrible nitty-gritty in just a moment, but a strange man would show up and he'd pull the whole, does this smell like chloroform? And next thing you know, these kids wake up and their anus is hurt and they're missing their genitals, they're bleeding between their legs. And allegedly, there was a total of 19 victims, male boys. Keeping in mind also that this woman said, 1981 and up, these children are bad, especially the male children. So, obviously, this being also the satanic panic, yes, even in Brazil, it fucking happened. So, people are like, well, let's look into this cult. So, the Brazilian government eventually puts together a police force. They look into this woman and her followers, and they raid their, for lack of a better word, compound. And they find these videotapes. And the videotapes show her in a trance saying what in court was believed to be, yes, kill the little children. However, after several...
Wait, was that's the same thing on like a...
Come unto me!
If you play the Beatles backwards or something, yes.
Backmasking?
Yeah, backmasking.
Yeah. These are like shitty 1980s VHS tapes.
Yeah, Backmasterson was tight.
So Valentina allegedly was saying, yes, kill the little children. And this was a big how do you do in the whole court proceedings that eventually came against this cult. But there are lots of other people who said that she was actually saying, yes, there are lots of experienced children. Now, this is in Portuguese.
That sounds creepy.
I wrote either way, it doesn't sound good. Yeah. So I wrote these both down in Portuguese. This is the first one. Sim mate es criancianas. I'm probably butchering that. Criancianas. That's supposedly, yes, kill the little children. Now, the experienced children phrase or whatever. Sim ha crianças mai experientes. Now, these must have been super shitty VHS tapes to get those two confused, because I only hear like a one-word difference, really. They started pulling out indictments for people who were involved in this cult. And this is where a lot of the, this is in Altamira, Brazil. It's not a big town in the 1980s, but the people...
They got good steak there, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. Probably served you on a sword, too, which is badass. Yeah. There were several arrests and indictments made, and the following list is some of the most prominent societal figures. And you're gonna there's 19 victims in this, but like I said, there's a lot of genital mutilation and rape and just I'm not gonna go into all that. It's just all you need to know is that there's genital mutilation, and it for some reason played a major part. So, Dr. Anicio Ferreira de Souza. He was a doctor, a spiritualist, and a philanthropist. He was accused of doing the castrations, and witnesses claim to have seen him praying to the god of darkness, quote unquote, whatever the fuck that means. There is
lying ass motherfucker.
Lucifer means bringer of light, man.
Yeah.
Lying.
It's reverse. It's liquefied.
But also, people are just fucking stupid fucking assholes, and they lie.
Yeah, that's mostly what it is. You'll see. CCO Brandau was a doctor indicted on witness testimony alleged to have commit the castrations, and witnesses claimed to have spotted him walking along the Trans-Amazonian highway with a styrofoam case allegedly full of human organs and a bloody machete. But that's just witness testimony, and that's another thing with this whole case.
How big of a styrofoam case would it have to be to hold a machete?
No, he had a machete in one hand and
So he had
how convenient.
He had that regular grocery store foam cooler.
Yeah.
The cheap foam cooler.
And then on the other hand,
machete.
Machete.
I make a machete. Check me out, ACAB Industries.
There was a Milton Madeira Gomez. He was an openly gay, which 1980s, who knows, in Brazil. He was the heir to several
Brazil
farms.
Was entirely gay.
I mean, it's the land of Carnival. You'd think that they were maybe more open to that.
They're a little more progressive in certain ways, but then on certain streets, you don't want to be.
I think it's the Las Católicas that
I will have
played a big part.
At my wedding, our Brazilian friend will be there. And
Serve meat on a sword?
No, he's a clown.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
Is he the guy on YouTube?
Ringling Brothers.
Oh, okay.
Oh shit, he probably knows my friend. Let's see. According to investigators, it was Hamilton who attracted / raped the boys, allegedly seen with a blood-stained shirt after some of the disappearances of the boys. Then there is Carlos Alberto Santos Lima, who was a military police officer who worked at one of Hamilton's gas stations as a security guard. And according to investigators, he admitted to membership within the cult, Superior Universal Alignment. And then there is Aldenor Ferreira Cardosa, who is another military police officer accused of providing security for the cult. So you see that there's you have these doctors, you have these military policemen. So there are people who are putting 2 and 2 together and saying okay, this is weird. There is Jose Amadeus Gomez. He is
Amadeus. You just said Amadeus.
Yeah, on purpose.
Amadeus.
It's not funny when you call it the joke. So he is Hamilton's dad, accused of mastering and minding.
You know something? You suck.
Can I play the piano anymore? So he is accused of. He is Hamilton's dad, but he is the guy who owned all the farms and the gas stations, and he's alleged to be in collusion with the police. And according to police, he was doing the cult rituals for financial gain. So he was one of the people that sort of straight up said yes, I'm in this group. And then you have the cult leader and founder herself, Valentina de Andrade, the sect leader and the quote-unquote intellectual mastermind behind these alleged black magic satanic genital collecting rituals. The whole investigation was fucked up from jump. A body disappeared from the morgue.
Unless it's blackface. Then I do that.
Hey, everybody likes a cold roast beef sandwich.
I had one today. So yeah, a body disappeared from the morgue. No autopsies were performed on any of these children. Not all the children died. Some of them lived, and that's how they got a lot of this information. I'm just okay, well, there's these weird guys who are just doing the whole, does this smell like chloroform? And next thing they know, they wake up and they're missing their genitals. But they put everything on this cult. It was automatically sort of associated with them in that, hey, they're weird UFO cultists. When they raided the cult's quote-unquote compound, a.k.a. Valentina de Andrade's house, they not only found all kinds of ritual paraphernalia, like candles and blah, 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 but they found videotapes of her, like the one that was played in court, where she's in a trance and speaking weirdly.
Were they were not a fully developed cult? Were they?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, but they had just a house.
Hard carry.
They're not a compound. If you say house, I'm this is just some assholes that got some people following them. Compound, I believe it's a cult. This ain't Waco.
I don't mean to cast aspersions on people in Brazil, because I know we have listeners out there. Thank you. I will say that
we have enough. We don't have enough to. We can't cast aspersions.
I will say that compound. I would say mansion. I would say that one of the people who, from what I've seen of the footage too, one of the rich people who was in this group had a nice big mansion, and this is where they would have their meetings.
Oh yeah, that's what you
So I would put compound in quotation marks. But when the police were raided this place, not only did they find these videotapes and all this ritual paraphernalia, but they found all these robes and fucking masks. It was weird. They basically look like KKK outfits, but were red and black and gold and all these different.
Well, that just sounds
colors.
like old Catholic shit.
That is a big part of it, and there's
all the old Catholic stuff is Klan robes.
Yeah, there's some people who say that this was very heavily influenced by.
Which is funny because the Klan hates Catholics.
Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? Yeah, there's people who say that this is influenced by Umbanda and all those Afro-Caribbean religions and things like that we kind of talked about in our who was it, Papa Doc episode way back in the day. This court proceeding took about 6 years. I had to worship him, bitch. From 87 to 93. And none of the convictions were able to stick to any of these people. Although the 2 doctors I mentioned earlier did spend several years in jail. And then years and years and years later...
I think every doctor should spend several years in jail.
Or they already have, and that's what's wrong with them. Oh, and by the way, while all these court proceedings were going on, there's like riots left and right. People are freaking out because, once again, satanic panic is in full swing. It didn't just happen in America. It hit the whole world.
Yeah, it did.
So, there's no solid convictions. Valentina de Andrade, the leader herself, she fucking got the fuck out of town. I'm pretty sure she's dead, seeing as she was born in 1940, but no one really knows what the fuck happened to her. She disappeared, so I guess her psychic powers didn't work out too well.
You know, I hope that ends up being my story. Is like, nobody knows what happened to me.
Daniel Simpson Day, missing in action.
They say he's still out there somewhere.
That's the thing.
He walks among us.
I want them to think that I'm still out there. But no, I'm going to die of cancer.
Oh, yeah. Totally.
Yeah, I breathe in stuff.
What was that?
Farva beans.
Farva.
I thought it was behind me, sneaking up on me.
Oh, goddamn. Spencer just took his shirt off.
He means business.
It's business.
So, yeah, years later in, 96, I believe, when all the hullabaloo and the court cases had died down, the Brazilian police arrested a fellow by the name of Francisco das Chagas Rodrigues de Brito, who claimed that he had committed 42 murders of children, especially in Altamira, where all this stuff is alleged to have unfolded. And now, in retrospect, people are saying that the cult had nothing to do with these murders. However, Rodrigo de Brito, or however many last names I'm supposed to say on this guy, not all his victims were accounted for as alleged victims of the cult. So there is belief that somehow, some way, there is some unaccounted for victims. Now, keeping in mind that, once again, we've already mentioned, what was it? Heaven's Gate, Superior Universal Alignment, that's San Diego, Brazil, 2 unrelated places, 2 UFO cults, space arcs involved, alien Jesus, castration involved. This is where we go to Poland now, on the other side of the fucking planet. Let's go to Poland, and we'll talk about a UFO cult by the name of Antrovis, a.k.a. the International Association for the Renewal of the People of Earth. You couldn't think of a more douchebaggy and fucking holier-than-thou name. Founded by Edward Mielnik, who was born in Poland in 1941 and came from a blue-collar industrial background. In his early 30s, he began exploring new agey ideas such as energy work and transcendental meditation, etc. And then in 1980, he received a vision of the Virgin Mary, which, once again, to bring up Jacques Vallée, eventually he started having these little get-togethers, and he's like, hey, I got all this new age bullshit going on. And eventually he had a Marian apparition, and let me consult Chris one more time. Jacques Vallée.
Vallée.
Am I saying it right? Okay.
He saw the Virgin Mary. That's when it all. That's when.
Yeah, and
from the YouTube video.
And there are many people who say that Marian apparitions are the same thing as UFO encounters, etc. All these non-human intelligences, etc.
Yeah.
So during that's when he encountered an alien intelligence by the name of Antrovis, who came out and told him this whole screed of just tons of bullshit. I'll try and go through it as fast as I can. But their beliefs center on the usual New Age claptrap about balancing energies, meditation. Perhaps most insidious of all is hypnosis, which plays a big part in their cult. Stuff about various alien genealogies. Specifically, there are 2 main alien races. There's the Slavs.
There's way more than that.
Well, this is their personal
This
shit.
is their personal thing.
There's the Slavs and the Moretskis, right?
There's the Slavs who come from planet Atlanta. Yeah, that's right. The second... Oh, and the Slav aliens from Atlanta. Fuck, I can't believe I'm saying that out loud.
Yeah.
They landed at a place in Poland called...
Did you say the Slav Slav aliens from Atlanta?
Yes, that's where they're from.
Hotlanta.
Same
Hotlanta?
Planet Hotlanta, apparently.
It's Hotlanta.
Yeah. Chris, you'll love this next part. The second race of aliens are called the Hebrews from planet Hebron. The Slavs are from Atlanta.
This is the most... Okay.
I know!
Okay, this is fucking hilarious.
Only a Pollock would come up with some horse shit like this.
So yeah, there's apparently a secret war all throughout history of the hybrid offspring. It's a whole Nephilim, Anunnaki, basically kind of thing.
These are all Polacks?
The Slavs from Atlanta landed in a place.
Slavs in Atlanta.
This is their internal mythology, is what I'm saying.
Do they listen to Young Jeezy?
Georgian Hebrew.
Are they really into TIP?
No.
Oh,
No, I had to think about that one for a second. No, this is all late 80s, early 90s. Not there yet. So, the Slavs from Atlanta, god damn it, every time I say it, I have to fucking... Okay.
What's Atlanteans?
AT-aliens.
AT-aliens.
Yeah. Okay, the Slavs from
Wait a
Atlanta,
minute.
they landed in a place...
Outcast steal?
I very much doubt it. Because the sources on this are all in Polish, and it was hard to...
You don't think fucking Andre 3000 fucking ran across...
I think he was busy learning to play the flute. That's what I think.
I think the flute was later in life.
Maybe. I don't know. I've met Erica Badu, and she seems like the type of lady that would be down for some flute playing, but that's just my own speculation.
She got a great ass.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Slavs from Atlanta, once again, they landed in a place in Poland called Mount Sleza.
Sleza?
Sleza.
That's fine.
And they propitiated and propagated and created the various Central Northern European races, whereas the Hebrews from planet Hebron landed 200 miles away from Mount Sleza and propagated all the Hebrews in the world. So there's some kind of weird, fucked up, pseudo-Nazified, secret under the table, just religious, genealogical, fucking alien eugenics bullshit going on, where neither one is made out to specifically be the bad guy, but the Jews are the bad guy. You know what I'm saying?
They're always the bad guys.
Eventually, Edward Mielnik, the leader and founder of the cult, basically, he just started incorporating more and more alien bullshit, because the whole cult started out as a study group for paranormal shit and meditation, blah blah blah,
breathing techniques.
Yeah, breathing techniques.
I just had this vision.
It's like
of Larry David as the fucking a UFO drops down and fucking Larry David steps out and is like, I need a clean bathroom. I'll
be out of your hair.
I'll be out of your hair.
In just a minute.
I don't want to.
So yeah, he gets all these followers together, and he starts preaching more and more. He's going away from the New Age shit and getting more into UFO shit. And people start realizing, okay, this guy's it's a little bit much.
We're getting a little silly.
It's getting weird.
A little silly.
But once again, much like the first cult we talked about, they started attracting as well, academics and people who were involved in government.
I'm turning into a cape.
I like the headwear, by the way.
Yeah.
And some of the people that they attracted to their cult will say, here's just a few figures. And they also, what's weird, is attracted people who already had their own cults or went on to form other cults. Such as Barbara Labuda, a political activist who later became a minister of the president's office in the early 2000s, Poland.
It's just like black cults.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
It's exactly like black cults.
They were talking about 12 tribes.
Yeah.
With 12,000 each.
All of them.
Yeah.
White people, black people, everybody takes the same.
That's a gross. That's a 100,000
just like
gross.
Christianity stole.
A baker's dozen.
Just like Christianity stole from the ancient Babylonian, Assyrian,
ancient
all way back.
It's like all this shit is out of the same playbook.
We got to do better, okay? We got to do better.
How about some original story writing?
That
story
too,
writing.
yeah, world building. Come on, man.
Yeah, like, hey, like Fuzzy's got notebooks he's been writing since fucking we were in like grade school.
Yeah, but that's
shit.
real shit.
Yeah, but no, for real.
They could take a lesson from you, buddy.
Yo, you know what? Hey, when aliens find his
what is it,
notebooks one
litigious?
day, maybe
Even just
some
that.
asshole fucking will start a cult based upon your writing.
I don't even want to get into my whole theories on the evolutionary shadow biosphere of insectoid beings all throughout history, but maybe one day down the road.
You just said some words. I don't know.
Well, fucking let it sink in. It'll hit you tomorrow around 5 o'clock and be like, oh yeah, okay. Let's see, who else? Bogdan Cockmacher. That's right.
Hey, wait a minute. Back it up.
Back
it up.
I knew you guys were gonna love that.
That's the best thing you got going right
Can't
now.
just glance over that one. And,
I
you
was
gotta
about
give
to
me
get
something.
into Cockmacher.
Say it again. Say it again.
Bogdan Cockmacher.
Oh yeah.
Founder of
Bogdan,
another religious
left
group.
hand Bogdan, right hand cock major.
Superman, that host, Spencer. He founded a group called Niebo, which translates to heaven, which consisted of followers living in a commune in Ludlin. I may have that place wrong. But he was
it's pronounced Delugian.
Right.
The D is silent.
Okay. Yeah, he controlled their marriages,
silent where I working in.
their diets, etc. But after reports of kidnapping and unlawful detainment, the group dissolved, and Bogdan Cockmacher joined Antrovis. Let's see. Then next we have Andrei Struska, who would later form an online Nazi occult group going by the name of Griff 144. Okay. And then finally we have Lucinda Lobos, who later formed another cult called Project Cheops in 2001, which is still around today. And even though Antrovis was deemed a dangerous UFO cult by the Polish government, Project Cheops was also branded a dangerous UFO cult.
Oh, you gotta trust that Polish government.
But still is around. The weird thing about her is that she was allegedly receiving mental messages from the Anunnaki, and what's very odd is that the group Project Cheops was given access to the pyramids, the Great Pyramids of Egypt, to search for...
They were granted access?
Whatever the fuck it was they were looking for.
They were granted access.
Yeah, but they were kicked out because they defaced one of the pyramids by trying to, like, dig underneath. But then they came back to Poland, and I think it was... God damn, I don't have the church name. It was a church in... Fuck, I don't have it with me right now. But there was a church in Poland that was, like, built on a mountain, and allegedly...
the Church of Pierogi.
Proudly.
You know, I was just telling my...
Just shove all the Polish shit.
Yeah. I was saying, you know, because 7-Eleven's got fucking egg rolls, taquitos, tacos.
No representation for the Polish.
It's like, why don't they have fucking pierogies in there?
Well, they're
Are you listening,
flat. 7-Eleven? They're flat on one side, so it wouldn't really be conducive to the roller grill.
No, in the hot grill, in the hot pocket.
Oh, where the pizza and the wings, yeah.
They probably had Polish representatives waiting to talk to, like, the executives from 7-Eleven, but the executives from 7-Eleven walked out of the building backwards, and they thought they were, like, leaving. Does that joke translate?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, there was a church in Poland that she received channeled information about having secret chambers underneath, and the Polish government granted them a special day pass.
This is like we were talking about with the Saturn.
I don't know why I can't remember all the.
Or I mean, with the one that we just did about the shit underneath the Sphinx.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the exact same shit.
Okay, so they were in on it too. They were also trying to get underneath.
We'll see, and this is going to come into the overall
everybody want to get underneath
psychosphere or psychoanalysis of what the fuck was going on in the world mind at the time that all these cults popped up. but they were granted government permission to dig underneath this church, and they did find fucking chambers and shit underneath the fucking church, but
Graham Hancock.
How many thousands of dollars do you think it costs to get government permission?
Yeah, there's definitely some glad handing and some
I'm sure, yeah. Yeah, and they had people like from universities coming in, like talking at their, their little.
Yeah, I bet that's most of Egypt's fucking income is like, yeah, sure, you can come here and fucking take a look at the pyramids.
So yeah, but this was the church in Poland that happened. They got kicked out of Egypt for fucking up a pyramid. And they didn't do much. They drilled into the side of a pyramid.
Well, I mean, that's a lot. You don't drill into the side of a pyramid.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking, you can piss on the Alamo if you're that one guy, but you're not going to stick around for long.
He went to jail for that.
You can, but you won't stick around for long. So they did find.
Was, not Alice Cooper, but the other guy.
Yahtzee.
Yahtzee.
So yeah, they found chambers under this church, but then the fucking media shut it all off. There's never been anything released outside of Poland as to what the fuck happened with that church. But anyways, this is where we get into the crimes related to this group. August 1993, 3 missing individuals. First one unnamed, but the other two are Andrzej Siglalich. Fucking, I don't speak Polish, so I'm sorry if I'm butchering this. Siglalich. He was 18 years old. He went goofy, and then he went missing. Now, when I say he went goofy, he was just not sleeping. He constantly thought he was
meditating for days on end, right?
Yeah, in the dark. He just sat in the dark and meditated. He thought he was being pursued and surveilled by gray aliens. He only ate orange slices and constantly complained of having a upset stomach. I wonder why.
Yeah,
so
diarrhea.
There's that guy, and then there's another guy whose full name was not released, but in the press he was referred to as Boguslaw T. And yes, it's named just like it's spelled, Boguslaw. He was a 38-year-old PE teacher.
Enough said.
Okay, yeah, I was waiting for someone to say something. Who was found with his genitals mutilated and heavily, let's say, dismembered in the Ordra River. In 1995, he was allegedly commissioned by the leader of the cult with 12 other people to build a UFO.
Powered by the severed internal organs of
That's the big thing I was getting to. A big belief in this cult is that UFOs are powered by human organs, specifically the male genitalia.
Checks out.
There were numerous people allegedly.
Big D energy.
Everybody thinks big dick got energy.
This is hard to corroborate, and that most of this information is in Polish.
Well, everybody believes the dick got energy.
Well, that's what I'm getting at, is that there were supposedly several people who came forward who were members of this cult and were subjected to surgical precision genital mutilation. Castration. Oh. And they would come out and say no, I don't.
So they have no dick energy?
Yeah, because their dick is being used to pilot a UFO, to fuel a UFO, basically.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's what these people believe.
It's like their dick is a Tesla charging station.
Yeah. It goes into Mr. UFO. Fusion, and then the flux capacitor eats it up and goes, nom. And then all the dicks...
No, because the dick only has energy when it's attached to a human. That's what I believe, personally.
I would agree with you 100% wholeheartedly, but...
Yeah, dicks don't fuck people. People fuck people.
Yeah, exactly.
So, we discussed these two cults from total opposite sides of the earth. Poland, Brazil, once again mentioning the Heaven's Gate cult from San Diego, USA.
I guess they all took their wieners off.
There is a lot of castration involved here. Now, this is the main point that I want to get to for this episode. Gentlemen, what are your specific theories as to what the fuck was going on in the psychosphere from the mid to late 80s to the early 90s as to why UFO cults were chopping their cocks off?
Spencer had his hand up first.
I have a theory about the 80s in general, and I also have a theory about this particular cult. I think in the 80s, look, I know what cocaine does to me.
Okay.
As far as my relationship with my genitalia.
Horny dick shit.
Yeah,
horny dick
especially,
shit?
Yeah.
It makes you horny and it makes you want to fixate on your cock. You know,
Yeah.
or at least me.
Yeah.
And if you put that against a whole decade of people doing that, a whole decade of people, I think drugs have a lot to do with this more than anything. And it's the coalition. That's not a word. It's the coalescing of
I knew what you mean.
sexual drug things mixed in with your basic copycat. You know, and it builds up on one each other, like how the school shootings keep getting more and more severe.
Right, yeah.
You know, it's one of those
The
things
copycat effect.
Yeah, and they'll try to one up each other.
Everybody wants to be the big cock.
Yeah, and I think it has something to... I think drugs... and you look at the cocaine trade worldwide in the 80s.
Yeah.
You know, it was at its apex.
Where was... Oh, no, that was Belgium.
Okay. May I enter?
No, go ahead. Yeah.
You say, may I enter?
I asked.
You can't
There's
enter
no
my
weird
ask.
phrasing considering everything we've talked
You
about.
cannot enter my ask.
Anyway.
With a K. With a K.
Yeah, with a K. Ask.
I do believe Spencer jumped the gun on the cocaine disposition, but
Brazil, maybe. Poland. I don't know.
I do think that really they realize, like, all the evil and not evil, but the stupidest thoughts of man come from their dick. Like, every bad decision, not every, but a good portion of the bad decisions in my life have come from my dick.
Female cult leader.
It's a female cult leader.
The Polacks?
I missed that.
No, the Brazilian one, Valentina de Andrade.
I was talking about the
But yeah,
Polskis.
Oh yeah, and the Polish cult also said the Brazilian cult
they wanted
said
to cut the dicks off so they couldn't procreate because they said they're all robots. And
everyone born after 1983, according to the Polish cult, is a robot.
Every male that has any kind of the phrase post-nut clarity is there is because men are horny beasts and it takes over them. It's why rape is a thing. I'm not giving you an excuse. I'm saying that
you have the befores
beast
and the afters.
The beast man in your brain is driven by your cock.
But one exception, Fred West.
How so?
Wait.
Because he was a premature ejaculator. He would come instantly and then go on to do all these sexually perverse
because
sexual
he was going to
tortures.
come again. He was
come again.
But he was in the refractory period.
Yeah,
I don't know. I guess that's
honestly, Spencer, that's a good point. That is,
that's psychological.
That's a different thing.
That's psychological biochemical makeup.
Rose West were.
I know who the fuck Fred and Rose West were.
Yeah,
and they're disgusting people.
That's psychological biochemical makeup.
They're like a one-off.
That's also involved in sex magic, like I was talking about earlier.
Women do. You know what? Misty's asleep right now, but.
Yeah, lay into her.
I feel safely speaking for her when I say...
No, I wanted to ask a woman, do they have post-nut clarity? Because...
After like 5 or 6 times.
Because, to be honest, they don't nut as much as we do.
I would... Well, we get the receipt.
Yeah.
Like
cum. They don't...
Volume?
Yeah, I'm not
deciliters?
I'm talking about every time we bust one...
Doesn't take as much.
It's my wife.
No,
I will say...
He's saying that the entire CSI crime scene unit knows when a man has come because it's easier to tell.
Oh, yeah.
But also a woman just does not come every time. A man
Ask
comes...
my ex-wife.
Or is willy-nilly all over the place.
Yeah, exactly. Like, a man comes. A woman may not come, but she had sex, but she was there. The man comes, the woman doesn't.
Girl rubs eggs and tomato sauce all over her big tits, and I shoot one of my pits.
All right, Dice Man. Steal it back.
So women don't have the fucking post. Maybe they have post.
I will say
survey.
They do. Yes, let us know specifically. kooksandcranks@gmail.com, and we'll also include a little, topical question in this episode.
And in that interim, I will ask my wife. and any other lady I know.
I would say that they
there
do.
A female post-nut clarity.
If the loosest interpretation of or definition of the term post-nut clarity is that you have a shift in consciousness,
I think that's
afterwards.
I really.
I would say yes.
I think they have that, but I don't think it's the same as a man's. I really don't think it's the same as a man's. Because I jack off and I feel dirty afterward. Like, as soon as I'm nut, I'm
that's
your own weird fucking hang
No,
up,
it
though.
isn't. But they call it, it's a thing. I'm not the only one.
I'm not saying you are the only one.
But that's the thing. It's like, oh, man. Because when you're there and it's just, you're a mess. You're like,
there are biological functions. You shit, you eat, sometimes, and you gotta,
I know, but I don't have post-shit clarity.
I do. I was hungry. I ate a sandwich. I'm not hungry anymore. I don't know. I mean, that's the most simplified.
That makes sense, because I was hungry, and then I ate a sandwich, and now I feel too full, and I'm gross, and I'm like, I'm a fat fuck. You know? Like, I guess that's kind of the same.
Were your family Catholic by any chance?
Not at all. My family was not religious in any way whatsoever.
Just checking.
Like, no. I'm just a dude, man. But... No, on the cool. Like, I really don't...
Rhinestone cowboy over here.
I'm a goddamn fucking real cowboy here, except I don't fucking ride horses. Or cows. But... I really...
Dude.
I do think there is a difference in a woman and a man's post-nut clarity.
I would agree. Just for the fact that they can nut 80 times in one night for all they care.
Oh, yeah, they can get it on.
Yeah, well, I mean, if there's not, what I'm saying is,
that
when a woman comes, and
let me reel this in. Let me reel this in. How does this work in the context of UFO cults chopping dicks off?
Because that's the thing. They realize. Okay, I don't think realize. I think the perception of that is. It could be the perception that the dick is all that is makes the bad decisions, and so if you take your dick off. You're not making the bad decisions, and you're more like an alien because
you're more easily controlled.
The popular representation
of an alien is an asexual being that is only
and they're kidnapping people for
not
sexual reproduction purposes.
No,
according to the mythology, at least.
Exactly. That is the only thing that we know. And I don't think that's necessarily American. I think most of the That's
the hybridization theory. Yeah, that's worldwide.
I don't think the aliens are horny. Nobody's ever said these aliens are horny.
Well, that's why I bring up Jacques Vallée a lot.
In fact, we need to research this. Has anybody ever said these aliens are just horny and trying to fuck me?
Yeah, some people, yeah. But this is why I bring up Jacques Vallée, because you have this. You have the reoccurring thing with the elf and fairy mythology and fucking demons and incubi and succubi. There's
all those are horny though. Aliens are different.
No.
As far as my understanding of aliens, they are different than all that. They are not horny. As far as my understanding goes, aliens are not horny.
I will say, yes, you are correct.
Fairies, horny.
But that's because
they're more like us.
Well, we live in a scientific age now
the
where
Hilderfolk and all that shit.
Yeah,
they're just little tiny humans. They fucking
no, that's a
it's not humans, but they're
misconception.
You know what I'm saying? But they're still we relate to them.
Yeah,
we do not relate to aliens. That's why they're aliens.
I wouldn't even say that people relate. I mean, putting yourself in the mindset of a villager in Ireland back in the day who was afraid of fairies and elves, or even
they weren't afraid. They just
no. There was a lot of people. They were fucking scary. These aren't we're not. When I say fairies and elves, I'm not talking about little winged, spritey things. Yeah. That's a modern conception of elves and fairies. These are tall, white, skinny, fucking semi-humanoid.
Well, we have to do a separate thing where we go over all that.
Oh, we will.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get into it.
Because I am not familiar with the tall whites of the fairyland.
Oh, yeah.
I've only heard of the little ones.
If you look into the old country
let's do an episode where we can actually research, and I will research this time.
Yeah, it's fucked up, man. And like you go even further back into like the birth of the Abrahamic religions and people having contact with incubi and succubi and shit like that. There is this reproductive angle that comes up over and over.
But that's not aliens. And we're talking about our modern perception of aliens.
The main theme of all these stories is that people have encounters with non-human entities with some sexual overtones that take place.
But the aliens never seem like they're enjoying it.
That's not necessarily true.
I do not recall any of the things that I've
Antonio
read.
Villas-Boas, pretty much every reptilian story, well, not every, but most of the reptilian stories, the reptilians love to fucking rape human beings.
Mike, if you would present me with these things, then I will
inundate you.
You give me there, but as far from my knowledge so far, I've never heard that they enjoy it.
It's not necessarily about enjoyment either, because if you look back to the elf people,
that's what's fucking
it's reproduction. It's
that's
making another them.
Well, that's what exactly. Of course, they've been.
It's
fucking,
not all about the joy of sex.
No,
it's about.
Well, I'm personally talking about the joy. They're not raping you to enjoy it.
No, to make another one of them.
No, I'm talking about fucking like.
Jeffrey
Dahmer of aliens. They're fucking. Well, actually, no. Jeffrey Dahmer's a bad example.
The sexual pleasure is not necessarily.
That is what I'm talking about.
Okay, that's not a factor.
Okay,
it's the reproductive factor.
No.
All this shit, all those saying like the incubi, the succubi, the fucking.
I mean, unless you're Mormon, who's fucking for reproduction? Aliens,
humans, forever. That's why we're here. No one is like, oh yeah, I can't wait to put a baby in you because we don't think that way today.
No, there actually are a lot of people like that.
Yeah,
but they're gross and they're
gross
and stupid. But most of us are just like, man, I really would like to get up with this lady.
It's an underneath, like subconscious, just long-standing thing, and that we all know that sex produces another human being. It's the reproductive angle of it.
Ain't nobody thinking about that when they're sliding it in.
Some people are.
Oh well, some of all right, you're right.
That's what I'm saying. It's the instinctual drive underneath.
But any alien abduction, has it ever been said that the alien was like? Just like looking like a porn star,
licking their lips, tweaking their nipples,
and enjoying it.
Antonio Villas-Boas.
Okay, well, let me go over that one. I don't know that one, but that's one example. But most of the examples, it's very medical. It's just an insemination.
Yeah.
All the ones it's reproduction, which has nothing to do with normal human sex. Normal human sex is mostly for pleasure. Of course, there are the ones that are like. Yeah, like the guy on Boardwalk Empire when him and his wife fuck. What's that guy's name?
Frankenstein.
Yeah,
Frankenstein.
He looks like fucking Frankenstein. Either way, but when that guy fucks his wife on Boardwalk Empire, it's all fucking just
all business.
It's all business. But when he fucks that hooker, he was having a good or not hooker. She was a showgirl. Excuse me. She was a showgirl, and when he had it with her
name was Lola.
He was having a good time. That's the difference. Do we know of any of the alien encounters where the alien was having a good time?
Yeah. The Antonio Villas-Boas case, that's the one I bring up.
You bring that one up.
Because that's the one where you hear the most that, and even still, there was an underlying theme of just reproduction underneath.
Okay.
But that's where the South American farmer, he's actually the first documented like gray alien abduction.
Now, are there any ones where the alien pulls out and shoots a load on her tits?
No, but that's
if you're really
his tits.
Everybody knows that when you're really enjoying it, you shoot the load on the tits.
But that doesn't reproduce though.
It's like burping in a Chinese restaurant.
That's how you know it was a good.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't reproduce though, man. Fucking like it's the instinctual underlying idea of creating another life, and that these entities are interbreeding with humanity for whatever reason to create another them.
I get that, but that has nothing to do with space perverts. Like, okay, imagine if Spencer
It's
was
not
a
about
fucking...
space perverts.
I know, but that's what I'm talking
Enough.
about. If
Well, you're
Spencer
talking
was-
about some made-up shit.
Wait,
That doesn't have anything to do with the vast amount of literature. You just have this own, like, porno scenario in your head.
Wait, he's about to talk about me.
I'm just asking if there were any space Spencers that have just enjoyed it. They're not there to procreate. They just came down to have a good time. Spencer is currently jiggling his tits.
His fingers just disappeared into his titties.
Like,
he's knuckle deep in his titties.
You see this? It's like the first knuckle in.
It's nice. It's nice. Anyway.
Alright, this was fucking ridiculous now, but I was gonna talk about, like, some other smart shit, but I'll maybe do an addendum
We
to
don't
this.
always gotta be smart, Fuzzy. We're here. You know, like,
I have brilliant theories!
do you?
Yes, I'm a madman. I'm the last fucking sane person on the planet.
Well, here you are with me and Spencer, so deal with it.
I didn't say that was a problem.
But no, it's a good time. But really, like, I mean, that's what I would. Hey, let's look into it, because I would like to know, because most of what I have seen is productive of the aliens with people. I've not heard of any where they're like, yeah, this alien was raping me essentially and was just like smiling and like having a good time.
No, it's all detached.
Exactly.
It's more like just a medical invasion.
It's a medical
probing.
And that like
very good. Thank you.
That plays into the whole idea of how ancient peoples saw demons, and the demons or whatever did enjoy the sex, or the elves or whatever enjoyed the sex, but now we live in a scientific era where like test tube babies and shit are possible. So there's maybe this underlying subconscious idea that our perceptions of whatever the fuck these things are that have encountered us throughout human history, because these same stories keep popping up, that whatever they are ideas implanted in our own head now that we live in a post-atomic age, a space age, that's why we see them the way we do now. So it's all been about reproduction the whole time. There are occasionally stories where it's like, yeah, fucking, but like, it's all about reproduction.
Maybe, just maybe, on their planet, what they're doing is perverted as fuck. Like, what if they are the space perverts and they like...
Now you're talking my language.
That's my boy.
There's different theories, man. I mean, we are pink and squishy. Fucking...
Really, what if...
They go up on their alien Pornhub and it's just me asleep on a fucking steel operating table.
You
jerking
know,
off in the bathtub.
There's the people that are like, we are their version of bestiality.
That's
like,
also that is a
I like that
bestiality.
Well, and you look at stories of the Anunnaki or whatever, and all these other stories of these aliens that fucked monkeys back in the day or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I mean, yeah, these are reoccurring themes that play through. This is what I'm saying. Like, there's all these weird, deviant sexual ideas for the most part. I mean, you know, in your fucking the parlance of a
if somebody doesn't
Christian
want to have
nation.
sex with you, that's deviant.
No, yeah, that's totally rape. Yeah, these motherfuckers are rapists. Totally.
If you are not consenting to this,
you have exceptions here and there. Like there's that lady from South Africa. I think her name's Elizabeth Clare, and she fucking like hooked up with this Nordic alien named Cryon or some shit.
On the cool,
had babies or some shit.
I will go ahead and say it right now, public. If an alien popped down, he pulled his dick out, I might be kind of amazed, and I might touch it. I might jack him off.
He wouldn't even have to pull his dick out, really. I mean,
but
I think you're going above and beyond, and I appreciate where your mind is at.
I mean, like if
your imagination.
If a big gray come out, or I won't say a tall white because that could just be excused for a regular ass white dude. You know, like
Nordics.
If a gray popped down, and instead of that little hump that we normally see in the imagery of us, you know, and like if a gray popped down and he had just a member sticking out, and he like, you just had his hands on his waist and was looking at me,
what's up?
Looking at his thing, and I was just in awe.
It ain't gonna suck itself.
Yeah, and he was, you know, fucking was like, I wouldn't.
You gotta suck it.
I wouldn't suck it, I'd jack him off.
Just for the story, at least.
For the story. God damn, that'd be amazing. You know how many hits we get on this podcast if I jacked off an alien?
Oh, man, you better get to work on it now then.
We could get at least 60, 70.
Yeah, 20 more than we got now. So yeah, it gets complex, people, is what I'm saying. I don't know what the fuck was going on in the psychosphere that had this huge overlap of cock chopping and UFO cults, but it was there. And the reproductive angle has always been there, and we will get into that more down the road. But
with research.
Yes, most definitely. It's going to get filthy to a degree. But also scientific, and smell your finger.
Enlightening.
Yeah.
But yes, we've had a good time this evening.
Yeah. This is
first one back in about a month.
Yeah, pretty much.
First of the season.
First of the season.
Spencer's
got his titties out. He's having a good time.
Yeah.
I'm having a good time.
There was like...
I got 2 handfuls of dick right here.
There was like...
I got one.
Callback. There was like 5 instances where I almost did the Ace Ventura. I'd like to ask you a few questions while y'all were sitting there arguing with each other. I almost did it.
And this is the type of scintillating intellectual takes on UFOs, etc., that you'll get here. But no, we will be back with... it's a new season.
And you know what? I don't care.
Back with a bunion. With vengeance.
Bunyan. I care if y'all like it, but I'm having a good time with my fucking best buddies right here. So,
yeah.
Hell yeah.
I missed this. High five.
Excuse me. I'd like to ask you a few questions.
High foot. So yeah, any questions, any comments? For fuck's sake, get a hold of us.
Maybe Fuzzy will finally give me the goddamn passwords to the fucking social media.
I did already a long time ago, but you don't remember.
It wasn't a real code. It was like all these letters and shit.
There was no
numbers and letters. I don't understand.
I have big balls. We have big balls.
It wasn't. I have big balls 6969. So like I can't remember it if it's not that. You know?
Sorry, I only have 2 codes and I use them for everything. Guess what they are, America?
Me too. I only have 1 and I use it for everything. And
your password is password, really? Yeah. So yeah, contact us at kooksandcranks@gmail.com. We will be back next week. I think sometime within the month we'll be doing another big 2-parter. So I'm going to hold these guys to it if we can decide on which one we're going to do first.
We got stuff.
Yeah, we all do.
We got lots of things in the hopper.
I'm smelling my finger right now. So yeah, this is us back. Fucking get used to it because you're not going to get rid of us that easily. Good to be back, America and rest of the world. My name's Michael Lucht. I'm the host of this fucking show. What do we call it again? Kooks, Cranks, and Iconoclasts. And I'm joined by my co-host, as usual,
Spencer
Lowry?
No Shirt Lowry.
And
Spencer Big Tits Lowry.
He's
Look at these! Look at him!
God damn, I'm looking at him.
I'm hypnotized.
Look at him!
He's sleeping on my couch tonight. He's getting it.
Yeah, but Chris is gonna make me wear all my clothes on his motherfucking
I was gonna
couch.
say he's gonna put a towel under here.
Nah, it's alright. You're gonna
some
sleep with
newspapers.
it. Anyway, I'm Chris Wells. And yeah, good night.
Yeah, and good luck. And hit up our socials, because I will give him the code.
Give me the fucking.
And as always, don't get it on.
It's like the red
Unless you want
briefcase. The red briefcase, or no, it's not the codes. You know,
The football.
the football. Yeah. I need the football. Good night.
I shot Trump. Later.
Lewd, lascivious, salacious, outrageous.